back, back, roll the beat back, back, roll the beat back, back, roll the beat back, roll the beat back, roll the beat back, roll the beat back, roll the beat
Welcome into the Te Anau Rugby Club as we get the SBS Bank Southland Stags NPC campaign underway for 2023. And a great day here in Te Anau, which promises to be an awesome game of three halves between the Southland Stags, Southland Development, and North Otago coming down the road from Oamaru. I'm joined by Southland Stag lock come loose forward, Grayson Knapp, aka Gingsy. Gingsy, great day in Te Anau, mate. Good to be in a pretty scenic spot for footy.
Yeah, g'day Goni, thanks for having me, mate, and welcome in to everyone that's joined us at home. Yeah, great place, mate. It's a beautiful day here. Bit of cloud, about what did you say, 4 degrees?
Yeah, it's a burly 4.
Barely 4, but I think that's great playing conditions, mate, and I'm looking forward to seeing some great footy.
Yeah, speaking of playing conditions, number 2 field here in Te Anau in very good condition. Pretty good underfoot, to be fair. No breath of wind. Should be a good day for some running footy and some expansive brand of code for all 3 teams. Obviously, game of 3 halves, so not your traditional format today. First half, we've got the Stags up against Southland Development, so sure there'll be a few lads on that Southland Development team wanting to go out and prove their case to the Stag selectors. And then the second half will be the Stags taking on North Otago, followed by North Otago taking on Southland Development in the third half. A few lads I'm sure will be changed over by that period. I think we have a couple of Stags lads who might line up for the development side in that third half. Obviously, pretty exciting. Gingsy had a couple of weeks in camp now. A few new faces, a few lads that have played their way in through some great club rugby form. Core of that team back from last year. It's pretty exciting for the Stags group this year.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I'm looking forward to seeing how the boys go. We've got a lot of new guys here, but yeah, we'll see how they go out there today.
Yeah. As we look to the Southland Stags lineup for this afternoon, first hit out of the year. Up front, we've got Big Joe Walsh, be pretty familiar to Stags fans. Ben Strang, who's hails from the Manawatu. First game in a Stags jersey this afternoon. Paula Latu had a couple of campaigns under his belt. Schnell Singh, he'll be one to watch. Locke comes 6 out of Waikato and spent a bit of time at Toyota in Japan. See Big Josh Beckwith, he'll be pretty familiar to Southland rugby folk. Blair Ryle at 6, he'll be looking to back up his strong first campaign. Hayden Michaels, second year for him as well. Spent a bit of time at the Highlanders this year. Number 8, and probably, to be fair, Gingsy, probably the biggest off-season signing, Dylan Nell. Super rugby player, spent a bit of time in Japan, obviously in a Otago jersey previously. He'll be massive for the Stags this year. Jay Renton and Greg Dyer to steer the ship this afternoon. Got Michael Manson on the left wing. Plenty of speed there. Great club season from Michael Manson for Blues. Scott Gregory returning from the Highlanders, as well as his midfield partner Matt Funga, who spent some time at the Hurricanes and then latterly the Highlanders. Made his Super Rugby debut this year. And then to round it off, we've got Viliami Fine, who had a very strong season for Woodlands. And the Japanese pivot Rintaro Miriyama, he will be getting a first opportunity at fullback this afternoon. Also from Toyota Vibrits. We mentioned him in our broadcast a couple of weeks ago, part of the victorious Pirates Old Boys side. See the Stags coaching group this year, co-coached by David Hall and James Wilson, with Daryl Thompson doing the scrum and the forwards. Richard Smith, Dick Smith, manager, assisted ably by Regan Fats-Fahey. Andrew Saves McIntosh at physio, Thomas Pett, doctor, Ewan Brumwell and Brooke Johnson, S&C, and Jace McKenzie, Amy Hall, and of course can't forget Regan Bennett, great analyst. That is your Stags line up for this afternoon as we have a look across to the other side of the pitch, the Southland Development side, and some pretty exciting faces in here today. Some really good younger players who have played really well during the club season. And we'll start up front, and it starts home turf for Lucia prop Kane Prentice out of the Te Anau club, so great occasion for him to be playing a representative game on his home track. He'll be joined in the front row by Blues hooker, first year in the front row, Tupo Kofawanga. He'll be one to watch this afternoon. He's joined by Ben Ruzic, who's been playing for Blues in the back end of the club season, formerly from North Harbour. Locking this afternoon, we've got the Barbarians Timber in the middle, Woody Kirkwood and Brenton Howden. They'll be joined by their Barbars teammate Kane Taylor on the blindside flank. Nick Henderson, former Tyree Eel, now these days playing his rugby for the Star Rugby Club. You'll be pretty happy with that, Kingsy. He's at open side and he'll captain the side today. Maris number 8, Ollie Lawson, and another who had a strong club season. In the halves, Oscar Kofawanga. He's played a bit of footy at this level. Joined by Corey Mackay, who's a new addition, come down from Nelson, so it'll be great to see how he goes, coming down for an opportunity. Bit of experience in the rest of the backline, Keanu Kahukura, spent a few seasons in the Stags a few years ago. Tusasi Tuamavave, also another who's donned the Stags jersey. He'll be wanting to push his case this afternoon. Fale Yusefo, another star player. I've got a few star boys in here today, Kingsley. He's at centre, and then we've got Hugh and Sharp, probably one of the breakout players in club rugby this year. Scored some outstanding tries on the right side. He'll line up on the right wing, and Midlands fullback Henry Erlin rounds out the Southland development side. See pretty extended bench today with teams trying to have a bit of a hit out. Pretty decent development lineup, Kingsley. They've got a few young lads who have played some pretty good club footy.
Yeah, for sure, mate. It's bloody good to see, and obviously a few star boys in there, so that makes me pretty happy. But yeah, great guys. A lot of those boys have played really well through the club season down here, so they deserve their shot, and hopefully they have a good crack out there today.
Absolutely. You didn't pick that Bees team, did you, today, mate?
Oh, mate, had a bit of influence, mate.
I thought you might have the real star flavour to that, but those boys have done the job, so earned the opportunity. As we have a look at the North Otago side today, and obviously they're preparing for the Bunnings Heartland Championship, which will kick off in a couple of weeks, so pretty good first up opportunity for them as we take a look at their side today. Kalipi Funaki up front with Hayden Tisdall, Tamesia Bulavuku. He's joined in the locking department by Epi Logavatu and Rory Bartle. Taylor Dale, be familiar to those in Otago rugby. He plays for the Harbour Hawks. Joined by Matt Duff, he's been round for a few campaigns for the North Otago lads. Samu Babio at number 8. Severu Kavuilati at halfback. Tom Lee will steer the ship from first 5. Junior Ravu, he's a young player to watch today. Formerly, I believe, out of Waitaki Boys High. In the midfield, joined by Jesse Bellring and Ben Patton. Osea Komasi on the right wing and Lucas Olian at fullback. They are coached by Jason Forrest, who's had many a campaign at the helm of the Old Golds, North Otago, getting ready for another campaign. He's assisted pretty ably by a bit of Heartland legend Ralph Darling and Luke Herden. I think Ralph Darling, Kingsley, famously kicked the drop goal in a Heartland, I think it was a final actually. As we look out across the pitch today, which is a pretty good, as we said before, pretty good day here in Te Anau. The cloud just starting to lift a bit. It was a wee bit foggy about an hour or so ago. Not the warmest day, but nonetheless, as the teams just start to get ready in the first game of 3 halves, you'll see the iBattery Southland development in the Bumblebee Gold strip for the first half. They'll be taking on the Stags in their traditional maroon and navy strip. See, Stags been in camp for a couple of weeks now. Gingsy had a bit of a camp and then I guess 1 full week of training. How's the preparation been so far?
Yeah, prep's been good, mate. Obviously, first couple of weeks, just getting to know each other. We went out to Baldwin Lodge, just down the road actually from this great club down here in Te Anau. So it was nice to get out of Invercargill. Obviously, quite a few new boys, get around them for the year. So we'll see how they go today. They're good guys off the field, so we'll see how they go on the field.
You know, I understand there wasn't too much rugby done at Baldwin Lodge, but a team bonding and connection.
Bonding, mate. Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
What does
that week?
What does that involve, mate?
The boys run over the hill. We earned a good wee trip over there. Yeah, and then end up on the farm. Actually, we were at a big stag farm. So boys got the gumboots on, mate. Got the red bands on, and cruised around there for a bit. Had a few we tasked to do out there. So it was quite good. And then we enjoyed a few beers on the Wednesday night just to get to know each other. And back to Invercargill, and that's it.
Nice, mate. We'll come back to that shortly as we take a wee look. Obviously, just 2 weeks away until the first game of the season, competition game against Waikato, Sunday afternoon, 6th of August. Make sure you get your tickets for that one at Rugby Park. Promises to be an absolute ripper, 4:35 p.m. And get a chance to back that up 1 week later against the Northland Taniwha, which will be a pretty prestigious game, August the 13th, 2:05 p.m. Obviously play for the Peter Titai Cup now. Followed by Auckland a couple of weeks later on the Sunday the 3rd of September. So for those who love their Sunday afternoon football, they're going to get their fix in the first half of the year. 2:05 kickoff. Followed by 3 weeks later taking on the Hawke's Bay Magpies Saturday the 23rd of September. Another 2:05 kickoff. So plenty of afternoon footy. Bring the kids along, bring the picnic rugs out for the Girls High embankment. Promises to be a great season. Followed by Bay of Plenty on the Wednesday night. Make sure, if you haven't already, join the Antler Army. We have a look across the field. See, have our match officials today as we see iBattery Southland Development run out. Sam Nicholson, spinner as he goes by. He'll do the first half. believe Josh Hamill will do the second half. They ably assisted our AR2 Nathan Lyle. So we see the teams come onto the field here in Te Anau. I guess getting to these games always, I think it might have been 6 or 7 years ago, Stags took on Southland Development in a bit of a hit out. What do you think the mindset of, I guess, firstly the Southland Development players would be going up against the Stags?
Obviously, they've got nothing to lose, mate. So they're going to come out here with hits and a rod. Imagine they've only got to really go hard for 40 minutes, don't they? So, mate, they could throw everything at the Stags here, and no doubt we're going to be in for a great game. And the Stags have to be up to their best to stop the B side.
Absolutely, and I guess looking through the Stags group, mate, for those tuning in and avid Stag fans, there'll be a few new faces people probably won't be too familiar with. Who's maybe a couple of guys in the first half group maybe have a wee look at?
For those tuning in? Those that don't know Dylan now, he's obviously quite a well-established rugby player around the country and played overseas a wee bit, so he'll be one to watch for sure. And in the back line, I think obviously Villy had a great season last year and he had a great club season for Woodland, so he'll be looking to build on that this year.
Nice, as Corey Mackay gets us underway in Te Anau, taken by Fine. It's an early touch for Dylan now. Stags looking to play out early. Get some rhythm. It'll be important. I'm sure the coaches Hall and Wilson will be after a bit of structure and players getting into their work without trying to overcook it in the first 15-20 minutes as Corey Mackay brings the ball back out of the Stoke club in Nelson. Come down for an opportunity. He takes the play down to halfway. Kofawanga finds Nick Henderson. Starman. He's a bit isolated, but referee Nicholson says tackler needs to get out of there. Well, he's lifted on the body. And the Southland Development will get first opportunity, really, this afternoon. Pretty vigorous start from both sides, Gingsy.
Yeah, you can see the intent here. The boys want to just play some footy, don't they? It's been an intense week with the boys. They've been very keen to get into each other, mate. It's been quite tough, so now they'll be fizzing to get out there, mate, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. Yeah,
boys done a bit of contact at training this week, or?
Yeah, there was a bit of contact, mate. I think it slowly grew from level 2 to level 3 to level 4 pretty quick, so now the boys will be looking forward to this head out.
Yeah, nice. First opportunity for Tupou Kofawanga. As we said, first year in the front row for Tupou, and he just doesn't quite find Kane Taylor over the back. Ben Streen comes up with it. Young hooker. He just got himself held up a wee bit, but he's done well to get to ground. Stags recycled. Renton looks for Dyer. Greg Dyer. Massive season for him. Had a few injury setbacks, but he'll be looking to really stamp his mark on the 10 jersey as Fine. Looks to break out. Early signs here. Stags looking to hold on to the ball. Again, another strong carry. Development looking to get on that ball there. And there's an intercept, and it's picked off by Keanu Kahukura. Well, he's probably good for about an intercept a game in club footy, and he's showing he can do it at the higher level. And that's a great start for Southland Development.
Yeah, you did right, mate. He, I think, for Maris, he scored about 3 intercept tries against us during this year. So, no, that's a great start for the development side. They'll be loving that, and they deserve that. That's off some great defensive efforts. You can see they're really attacking their breakdown there and slowing the ball down. And well done to the development for the first try.
And we talked about them. You have to play 40 minutes so they can really bring that intent and energy and not really have to worry about fatigue too much in terms of having to go 80 as we just look at the replay there. And obviously, Stags had an early mandate just to hold on to the pill, and Jay Renton's just gone to throw that cutout ball, and Keanu, like a thief in the night, picks it out and gets Southland Development on the scoreboard here in Te Anau. See a nice wee crowd starting to build. See plenty of footy going on today, including the Southland Hinds. I hire Southland Hinds, who are taking on Otago Development women down at Waikiwi Rugby Club in Invercargill. Currently 17-5 to the Hinds. I think that game's about just into the second half. So a promising start from our Southland ladies. Obviously plenty of other teenage rugby action across the province this afternoon. We might get a couple of stoppages. We might flick through that as Corey Mackay puts that between the sticks. And pretty clear early there, Kingsley, that the Stags just looking to keep the ball in hand and try and build a bit of momentum through some phase play.
Yeah, you're right, mate. They probably should have just played a bit more simpler there and tried to get out of their own 22. But you can see their intent there to try and play with the ball. So hopefully they can work on that
as we get back underway. Nice high restart from Greg Dyer. Kane Taylor takes it in well though. Southland Development look to clear. They go back to Mackay. He's had a tidy start to the game. Young first five. Spent a bit of time down in Dunedin at the Tyree Rugby Club in his university days before he moved back to Nelson. As Dyer brings the ball back hard to the 10-metre line. Stags looking to get into a bit of rhythm. They go again. Dylan now. Touch the ball often in these first 4 minutes. Good carry there for the Stags over the gain line. Chanel Singh is met solidly low on the tackle. It looks like Brenton Howden had that turnover, and referee Nicholson agrees. Just guilty there. Just not quite getting their breakdown detail right so far, the Stags. What are you seeing there, Gingsy?
Yeah, you're right, mate. Just those outside carriers are just not quite getting there, mate. So, and like I said, the Bees boys are up for it, mate. Their intent at breakdown is what's winning this so far for them.
And then we see mentioned really good intent shown, particularly from those in the yellow low numbers. Brendan Howden, he's a pretty seasoned campaigner. Had a couple of appearances for the Stags a couple of years ago. Plied his trade for many years for both Midlands and nowadays the Eastern Northern Barbarians. Important, I guess, in a development team. 7 games for them this year. That I guess, Kingsley, you have a good mix of, I guess, younger guys who are coming through, but also those guys like Brenton Howden who have played a lot of footy and can add plenty of experience and a bit of steel to the pack.
Yeah, you're right, mate. And Howdy will bring a bit of niggle, no doubt. I'm sure a few of you might have seen it here already. He's added a wee bit, but that's what Howdy brings, and it's something that you can't teach, that sort of stuff, mate.
No, you can't teach it. Cannot teach it. As Tupou Kofawanga, second throw of the day, looking to hit the target here. And they go to Howden at the front. Just a bit untidy again. Comes off the foot. Hit the mark, but just not quite taken cleanly there at the front. Good pressure from Blair Ryle. We look at Blair Ryle, Gangsy, obviously in a similar position. Playing 6, spent a bit of time at 8 last year, but looks like the Stags decision maker is going to play him or look to play him at 6 in the first part of the season.
Yeah, I'd say so, mate. He's been playing really well this year. He played 6 for the town versus country side, and he had a really good game there. So as Jay Renton takes it out, he's off.
And off goes Jay Renton, not mucking around here. Quick tap. It's development offside at the line out. Stags will look to keep the tempo high here. Get into their work as Strang. Good met by double shoulder tackle there. Woody Cooter as Dyer flings it out the back to Gregory. Just a wee bit lateral in their attack at the moment, the Stags. Just a wee bit scrappy. Hayden Michaels does well there to regather. Just getting themselves a wee bit isolated at breakdown. And that's good line speed there from the halfback, Kofawanga. Strang gets the ball back. They maintain position. Penalty advantage coming up here for the Stags as they release out the back to Funga. And Rintaro Muriyama finds Ryo on the edge. They look to get into their work now. Sure, a few teething issues, first opportunity. So iron out a few areas of the game this afternoon. And I'm sure being the first game, Gingsy, we will see a wee bit of, I guess, muddled play in the odd era this afternoon. As we just have a look at that replay.
Yeah, obviously just a bit of rust here for the boys. So hopefully they can sort of sort that out over the next few minutes, mate. It's obviously a lot of nerves, mate, a lot of excitement as well. As GD puts a great kick in the corner.
Kick.
So, yeah, so might take a wee bit for the boys, obviously gelling new guys as well. So, yeah, so hopefully blow a bit of rust out these next few minutes.
As we see Stags with their first real attacking opportunity of the afternoon. If you're tuning in, just joined us, Southland Development early try to Keanu Kahukura, intercept in about the 3rd minute. So Stags first crack in the 22 and they go to Beckwith, but just again untidy. Development have done well to come through and spoil that. Put a bit of pressure on, hustling the Stags around the ball early. Really fronting up in this first 10 minutes, which is great signs for the Southland Development. As we said, 7-game campaign for them this year. This being their first hit out. They get another 40 minutes against North Otago later this afternoon. It's another penalty advantage. They play flat to Beckwith. He pumps the legs and goes forward. Just 10 metres out now, Stags. Looking to open their account for 2023. Renton finds Dyer. Goes in behind a couple of runners. Finds Muriyama. Again, are we just guilty? But ball carriers just surrendering possibly to the ground a wee bit early there, Gingsy. Getting themselves a wee bit isolated.
Yeah, right, mate. This comes down to those attackers just going out on their own a wee bit, and those support players just needing to work a wee bit harder, mate, to get up with them. But like I say, mate, a bit of rust. Boys are starting to show a wee bit of signs that they can do a bit better.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll grow into it as we have a look at what they choose to do here. And Dyer says, I think we'll go for the corner, fellas. The Bees in a bit of a huddle. It'd be a bit, I guess, interesting if he quickly tapped that while in a huddle. You ever seen that, mate? Quick tap while the team's in a huddle. Play on.
That's a Gunny special, isn't it, mate, back in the day?
A real dog act, that one. Obviously a bit like the old Ashes stumping incident.
Yeah. Some say it's cheating, mate, but if you get away with it.
Yeah, well, exactly. Got to do what you got to do, don't you?
That's it, mate.
Dyer puts it into the corner, 5 metres out. Sun just starting to peep through here in Te Anau. Pretty good view here, right in front of this line out. Imagine Beckius will be the money man here again, and he is. And they go to set the drive. Stags, 5 metres out. Bees have done well initially to move it laterally, but the Stags keep their feet. They keep it going, they charge forward, and they're over.
Try.
Great try there, and it's Ben Strang on debut. First pre-season hit out for Ben Strang. And he gets the first meat pie for 2023. It's a pretty impressive first up maul, Gingsy.
Yeah, no, the forwards boys have been working really hard this year. Over there more, we're going to try and make it a bit of a weapon for us, mate. So Lurch will be really happy with that. The first time we've tried to execute, we've got a try out of it. So no, really well done there from the forwards.
Yeah, nice. Ben Strang would be a real confidence booster for him. First meat pie. How's he been going at training, mate? New lad to the group. He's fitted in well. Yeah,
no, he's one of the greats, mate. He's fitted in seamlessly. So it'd be quite good having him around. The Strangler, they call him.
Strangler?
Yeah.
Is that any story around that, or is it probably not one to tell on TV?
Yeah, probably not one to tell on TV, mate. I guess it's a play on words for his last name, but I reckon there's a bit more to the story.
Okay, we might leave that one for a Saturday night somewhere else. As Greg Dyer puts that through the sticks. 7-all here in Te Anau. If you're just joining us for this first pre-season game of 2023, SBS Bank Southland Stags, game of 3 halves, taking on Southland Development in the yellow jerseys. And we'll have North Otago coming out in 40 minutes to take on the Stags 440 before we finish with Southland Development taking on North Otago. And if you are wondering, the Southland Development team will change jerseys. In case anyone's a bit worried we're going to have yellow on yellow, that won't be the case. Changing to their traditional maroon strip for the last half. Here's Murayama. Bit of a kicking battle here. Keeps it in though, but he's done well, got a good bounce. Erling goes back to it. And that's a nice wee kick there from Rintaro Murayama out of Toyota for Brits. Obviously coming off a Galbraith Shield win a couple of weeks ago. Spent a bit of time on the wing. Gets the opportunity at fullback today with the Flying Dutchman Rory Van Voot currently unavailable. How's Rintaro and the Japanese boys gone so far in the first 2 weeks?
Yeah, really good, mate. They're quite funny, the Japanese boys. They're very, very exciting people. The language barrier can be tough at times, mate, if I'm honest, but no, they're really great guys, and they've fitted in well as well into the squad. Awesome.
I'm sure they'll have plenty of value. As we see Southland Development here trying to play out of their 22. They're chucking the ball some air. They go to Erlen. He wee bit indecisive, but he puts it on the toe and finds that man Murayama. Just has a wee hiccup there, a bit unfortunate for him. He just had a wee look at what he was going to do next. In Southland Development, that's a good wee win for them. After the initial first 5 minutes, Stags probably started to get into their work. So we see an early change.
They're not even running.
Looks like Tavita Latu onto the field pretty early for Stags. And just trying to see who's replacing him. Might actually be Rintaro Murayama himself. Looks like he's picked up either a bit of blood or a bit of injury, so let's hope it's nothing too serious. So it looks like Tavita Latu, first game back for him after sustaining a pectoral injury midway through club season for Marist. So great to see him back. Really dominant mid part of the club season. Scott Gregory gone to fullback with the looks of things in the meantime. As Kofawanga feeds, finds his winger Sharp, and he goes on a bit of a run, beats the first tackle, Ewan Sharp. As we mentioned earlier, great season for Star in the club season in Southland as they move it nicely to the width. Kahukura puts it on the foot, chips it over the top, but well read by Fine. As Stags look to reset here, play out of their 22. Renton looking to slow it down, control the tempo here. Looks like he's going to set for the box kick. Something I'm sure people might yawn about, but halfbacks love this stuff, mate, and he finds a good touch there. Great kick there from the Blues halfback. He finds touch. Quickly thrown in by the development, and they go to find touch, but looks like it has been taken back. Referee Nicholson suggesting it was taken back by the development side, unfortunately, as we have a look at the replay here. Just found a good bit of grass there. Probably not his best kick, Renton, but did the job. Got it in between, and ooh, it's a bit of a toughie, isn't it? Taken back. Suggested by the referee. Nice wee crew started to build up on the embankment here. It's great to see. Good day for Code up here in Te Anau. Great scenic shot off the lake. Out the back. One of the better places to play footy, sure, in the country as they go off the top. Great ball there. Latu. Dangerous charge from Tavita Latu. Again, just a wee bit isolated. The breakdown, Southland Stags. They win the penalty. Another penalty. Probably just guilty again. We have a look at the replay here. See just a wee bit of separation in their carrying clean. Probably a wee bit of a concern for coaches in this first half if they're writing in their notebook.
You did right, mate. Like we talked about before, just those support players just getting outside the defender and not quite getting where they need to be and clearing the defender away. So, yeah, definitely something that the coach has been noting down, mate.
I'm sure you'll love a bit of breakdown work at training. Get the suits on and do a bit of wrestle.
No suits, mate. Just straight
just
into it.
Bone on bone.
Bone on bone, mate.
Bone on bone. Love it. Ford's dream, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it, mate.
As we see Strang, he'll get opportunity here. You'd expect another drive, and you'd expect Josh Beckwith, and that's the target. They set the drive well again here, looking strong. Stags looking for their second of the afternoon. Dylan Nell's got it at the back, looking pretty under control as they march forward. Good bit of resistance from the development as Strang looks to go again, and he's got himself a double. Ben Strang, they call him the Strangler, and he's strangling the scoreboard at the moment. 2 tries for Ben Strang. That's a good start for him. And again, the maul go-to. You just talked before, Kingsley, about identifying the maul being a real area the Stags can have as a weapon this year. It looks pretty promising so far.
Yeah, the boys will be very happy with that. And obviously the Strangler's in for 2, mate. He'll be stoked. So great debut for him. Great start for him, mate. And yeah, the Fords can pat themselves on the back for that one for setting him up. So
yeah, Hocker's dream, isn't it? I remember a few seasons ago, Greg Pleasant's Tatey, if he's watching this, I'm sure he was. He's one for loving a try at the back of a maul.
Gifted tries, that bloke, mate.
Just getting gifted.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jacob Payne and young Jack Taylor, who's currently still on leave with New Zealand under 20, will be licking their lips, mate.
They'll be watching this, mate, and they'll be going, look at that maul. That's just tries for them galore.
Yeah, Hooker's dream. Easy way to get on the scoreboard, as they say, or as a back would say. Is Dyer, unfortunately, just off the woodwork there. And we go 12 points to 7. What do you think the mindset of the Southland development team after a really good start? Kingsley, they just probably just given away a couple of penalties and allowed Stags to get into the 22. What do you think their key messages would be?
I think they just need to find their composure again, mate. To be fair, they started out with really good intent, so just getting back to what worked for them at the start, but just staying composed, not giving away those silly penalties, which has let the Stags back into this game. Yeah,
and then goes that man again, Dylan Now. He's been strong on the carry in these first 17 and a half minutes. As Renton looks to control that breakdown, and he goes contestable this time. Looks like Ireland's going to get under that one, and he does well. The Midlands fullback. Played by injury the last couple of years, Henry Ireland, but great to see him back out there. Hopefully he can get a full campaign in with the development side this year. As Kane Prentice on home turf has a good carry. Opportunity for development to get into a bit of phase play here as Kofawanga carries forward. As we mentioned, his first year in the front row. In away to the Super Rugby Under 20 tournament. Nice offload there from Tuamalavi, and Hewan Sharp, the star man, goes around the outside. Hewan Sharp beats 2, throws it on the inside, but just gets bundled out. But just a wee teaser, Kingsley, of what your star teammate is capable of. Beat a couple of big tacklers, and he's a pretty slippery character, isn't he?
Yeah, Hewan's a great player, mate. He had an outstanding season for us at Star. I think he actually pulled away with our MVP at the end of our prize giving, so he had a great season, and he's showing what he can do at this development side as well.
Easy. Went round Renton, then Dyer, and good work there. Not sure who that was coming across. Might have been Michael Manson, but he saved the day for the Stags there. A promising start from Hugh Sharp as Strang goes to Beckwith. Dominated the line out so far, the Stags skipper. Stags looking to get out of their 22 here. Dyer directing his forwards. Ball goes straight back to Dyer. And he pumps the ball down the left-hand tram line here on the far side of the field, and he finds a nice touch up towards the 10-metre mark as we head towards the first half of the first half. I think North Otago boys obviously warming up out the back. Kingsley, be good to what are you expecting from the North Otago lads this afternoon?
Oh, no doubt. They're a very proud province made up there. They play some great footy, very physical. I know they've got some very big boys, so it'd be good to see where the boys are physically against them as well. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Nice as we see it. Good off the top ball there from the development side. Tuamavave, nice carry into the middle of the field. They go out the back to Mackay, finds Yusefo, goes through, looks threatening. Fale Yusefo, another start man out there today. Really good club season again. As Kofawanga just a bit slow on the ball, finds Kirkwood. Nice wee tip ball on there to Kane Taylor. He trucks it forward, just not quite getting that momentum. Just see a wee error there from Brenton Howden, and the Stags turn the ball over. Renton says, get us out of here. Nice wee tops kick there. This is the second one of the afternoon, Jay Renton. Pretty happy with his kicking so far. See halfbacks these days, Kingsley, as you'll know, mate, being a kicking expert yourself, called on to do a lot of both contestable and long kicking, so it'll be pleasing to see Jay being really nailing his kicks in his first 20.
Yeah, that's dead right, mate. Like you say, expert myself, so
Yeah.
I take these boys under my wing quite a fair bit.
You take the boys out after training for a few extras.
Yeah, sharpen your antlers, they say, and something I help the boys along with.
Absolutely. You see Kahukura there, good footwork from the big Maris winger. Captain Maris this year, did a bloody good job of it as Kane Prentice. Carries hard, bit high though, and Michaels and Beckwith have got him up. Just guilty of going a bit high. Te Anau prop. Stags have managed to win that physical battle there. Hayden Michaels probably someone, as we look at the replay. Kingsley, New Zealand under 20 last year, spent a whole season with the Highlanders, expecting a massive season from him in the number 7 jersey this season.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. He's gone up to the Highlands and come back probably about 10 kgs heavier. I think about 5 kgs on each arm. So I'm not sure he's been put.
Is that what he told you?
Yeah, that's what he keeps telling me, mate.
He keeps telling everyone. Yeah.
He tells everyone. It's his Tinder bio as well, I think, mate. So,
yeah.
But back massive season from rugby. He absolutely loves it. So,
and exciting for him. He's obviously going to be part of the Highlanders full time from 2024. So great to have a couple of Southland lads here. We obviously joined by Jack Taylor, not here today. She believe he's gone to support his brother in the Otago Premier semi-final, Southern Magpies. Jack himself played for the Southern Magpies a wee bit this year and a bit more last year. Taking on Tyree today out at Mosgiel. We'll see a couple of Tyree boys on the field today as well. I'm sure they'll be checking their phones afterwards. As we see this midfield scrum here, Stags a bit of a 3-2-1 split by the looks of things. Left to right, and they go wee 8-9 to Renton. He looks for runners out the back. We needle ball to Moriame and finds Fine on the outside, bit of space for Viliami. Fine runs straight over the top of Erlin. 5 metres out, but just can't hold on to the ball. Promising passage of play there for the Stags, but just on that occasion, just guilty of coughing the ball up. It's probably that. Just those weak habits around that next level, Kingsley being able to build pressure and maintain possession, especially when you get the opportunities.
that's right, mate. The opportunities don't come around as often as they do at club footy at this level, mate. So you've got to really look after the ball. Obviously, Villy had a massive season for Woodlands, like we were saying before. So he will he could get away with that at club level, you know, mate. Club level, he probably scores this. So just learning to get back to that level and, like I say, look after the ball a bit more.
Sure he'll bounce back from that as we see the development side feed the scrum. Not too many scrums so far this afternoon. Sure Daryl Thompson will be happy with that. First one from the Stags as they go on the inside to Kahukura. Look dangerous every time he gets the ball. Gets it away too to his captain Nick Henderson. And he goes and picked off though by Fine. This could be a 14-point try, and it looks like it will be. Villiers, oh no, it's not. And he's just coughed it up. And I guess wow, that was, don't know where we start on that passage of play, Kingsley, but
I was about to eat my words there, mate, and say he's just redeemed himself, but
oh
just done the
no.
same thing, but he'll bounce back from that one, I'm sure.
Unfortunate. All started off Southland Development. Wherever we look at the replay here, because there's a bit to unpack on this one, coast to coast. And it was Keanu Kahukura who broke through for the Southland Development team. Just got on the inside and fed a lovely ball to Nick Henderson. And just Tilmavave, but Fine picked it off, but got to credit Tupo Koifuanga on the chase back. He's done bloody well there. The young Blues hooker. He's at least forced the error as we get back underway live, and Gregory looks out the back for Fine. Rintaro Muriyama just can't find Funga on the outside. Development just hanging in there. Be pretty happy with their first 24 minutes. Obviously 4 trainings, a bit like the Stags. They got underway last Tuesday with their first run, but unlike the Stags, they're just strictly Tuesday, Thursday night. So I'll be pretty happy with their first 25 minutes here. As we mentioned a couple of times, 7 games for them this year, this being the first one. So having to don the non-traditional alternate strip for this first half. Who's caught your eye so far for the development side, Kingsley? A couple of lads played pretty well so far.
Yeah, I can't go past Ewan. He obviously had a great run before. And then that midfielder for the development going really, really well.
Tilmavave and Yusefo, dangerous every time they got the ball. It's a good scrum from the Stags. It looks like Kafawanga does well to clear that. They only finds Mackay. And he plays it long. Might have just taken that back though. No, touch judge says passed inside the 22. Looked pretty tidy, Corey Mackay. Our first real look at him for the Southland Development side. Pretty compact sort of footballer by the looks of that. First 25 minutes. Come down for an opportunity. Come down off his own back, so great to see a young lad come down and set himself up. He'll be churning out in Club Rugby 2024 as we see the Stags play off the top again. Gregory, that's great defence. Met hard by big Ollie Lawson. Man originally from Marlborough. And he's done a great job there on the Highlanders midfielder. And again, Stag just loosened the contact area, and Development probably winning that battle so far, it'll be fair to say. As Kofawanga plays away to Lawson. Nice ball out the back for Kahukura. Looks for the crossfield kick. Finds a bit of grass. This could go either way. It just won't go to anyone though. Again, some good endeavour from the development team, and probably winning the battle at the breakdown so far.
I'd agree, mate. That's where they're really getting up in the Stags' face, aren't they? They're winning that contact area. They're winning the breakdown. And you can't do much when they've got on the back foot. You know that, Goni, don't you?
Yeah, I do, mate. I'm playing on a few fullbacks. Yeah, they're going 40 going backwards. He's not much fun when you're going backwards.
Dead right.
Really good start so far. Development is Strang finds a nice ball at the back again. Look good off the top. Stags from their line out. They go short ball there. Bit of space out the back, but they play the front door to now. He's had plenty of touches earlier. It says this man, Ben Strang, the Strangler. There's probably a much needed penalty. Just not releasing there, but you got to like the intent of the development side. Really attacking almost every second breakdown. As Greg Dyer looks to up the tempo. Find a good touch into the 22. Look on the replay here. Carried from Strang. Just tackler Kirkwood just didn't quite get out of there. But again, just that +1, that Jack Lower Hunter as they call it, just having a real opportunity. Good to see a first 5 putting his head in there too, mate.
They wouldn't be used to it, mate.
Yeah.
But they're getting in there, mate. Like I say, they're winning that breakdown. Which is obviously something they've talked about, this development side, and they're really executing it well so far.
Yes. We go to the back, Chanel Singh. As we see Renton. Funga goes through one-on-one. Matt Funga, he's going to go all the way. And that's a great try for the Stags, or just what they wanted. They've hammered away in that 10 channel off the line out, but they play a wee bit wider and get the rewards of that. And Matt Funga, another who's hopefully in store for a massive season. being part of the Hurricanes, and then the Highlanders got a Super Rugby debut. As we look on the replay, they played nice ball to Renton. Just got on the outside of his man, Tua Mavave. Had too much pace for the covering Kahukura. They'll be happy with that.
Yeah,
One Gingsy.
Great individual try there from Matt Fonga, nicknamed Crampons.
Crampons, is it?
Crampons, yeah. There's a bit of a story behind that, mate. That might be another one for a Saturday night. But
Yeah, mate.
no, he's a great man and he deserves that. He's had a great season, obviously, like you say, up at the Hurricanes, up at Highlanders as well. So, no,
Yeah.
he's looking forward to a massive season and it's off to a great start for him.
Great to see Marty Banks on camera. He can hear us from here. He runs the T for Greg Dye today. Dye converts.
I'm allowed to while I'm doing that.
We don't need to give him any more airtime, mate. He gets enough as it is. So,
Well, that's it. And, we're sure we'll see him out there at some stage, but
yeah, I
he's a
hope
bit
so.
slow on the tee, though, I must say.
Yeah, he's
He's
looking a bit ginger, mate. He's looking a bit old.
Yeah. Hopefully he can run a bit quicker than that when he gets back out there, mate. He's not going too quickly at the moment.
Like
But
he's done his high meets for the week, mate. So
yeah,
he's just cruising along today.
put the feet up as we get back underway. Almost 30 minutes in, 10 minutes to go in the first half of the game of three halves. 19 points to 7. Stags lead Southland Development. If you're just joining us from Te Anau, it was Southland Development who scored after just 3 minutes. Keanu Kahukura, Maris winger, thief in the night, picked off an intercept. Since then, the Stags have got into their work. 2 more tries to Ben Strang, and then nice wee individual effort there from Matt Funga. It's looked pretty lively with the limited opportunities he's had, but despite the scoreline, Southland Development probably had a fair bout of the play, especially around the contact area. So we see another shorter line out for the Stags. 6-man line out, and they go to Michaels at the back. Finds Renton again, running some really nice ball off the back, and they go to Gregory. He goes down that 10 channel once more. Ball gets a wee bit tied up, but Renton looking for his... Finds Ben Strang again, but just got the ball stripped on that occasion, but they do well. Renton, Singh comes up with it, finds Renton. Stags starting to march again. Probably Development just starting to get guilty at getting stuck in the tackle area. As Nicholson blows another advantage. Definitely the endeavours there. It's Funga keeps his feet nicely there. Fine just didn't quite hang on to that one.
Taylor, that's the same guy that did it before.
We come back for another penalty. So we count down to the last 8 minutes. We talked about the coach's notebook before, Gingsy. Anything from the Stags you think will get discussed after at the half-time oranges?
Probably just that breakdown, mate, is definitely something that they can improve on. Our support players just being a bit slow to get there, mate, I think. Bit of urgency.
Maybe a wee bit of
great
body
offload there by Chanel Singh. Another new guy here.
Yeah.
Another great man.
Has he got a nickname, mate? Surely they have a
Not
nickname.
yet, maybe we could come up with one. Maybe we could, I don't know, out to the listeners, they could come up with a nickname for us.
Yeah. Might be anyone tuning in. Join the coverage. Make sure you feel free to text in on the hotline. So we have a wee score update. Southland Hinds 22-10 over the Otago Development women's side, playing currently in Otago at the Waikiwi Rugby Club. As we see the Stags set the maul 6 metres out, and they look to play blind. Renton goes himself, finds Dyer, quick hands to Manson, and he's over. And nicely worked try there from the Stags. Great play from the inside back combo. Renton and Dyer linking up, feeding the try scoring machine that is Michael Manson. I believe 19 tries for Blues this year in just 9 or 10 games. So near on 100 points for the speedster. And he gets in his first one as we look at the replay. And again, coming off that maul, Kingsley. Great platform to be able to attack off.
That's exactly right, mate. The forwards can pack themselves in the back again for that one, mate. Obviously, they didn't score the try, but set a nice one up for Michael Manson. Like you say, the man knows how to cross the line.
That he does. Look at the replay. I'm sure that's something particularly Coach Daryl Thompson will be pretty chuffed with in the first 32 minutes. Execution around the maul in the 22. He's probably Dyer's hardest assignment of the afternoon. He's got it up there, again off the woodwork. That ball's got a bit of a magnet on the poles at the moment. He's got his radar, but just on the post, striking the ball well. So we won't be too worried about that. 24 points, 2-7 here at the Te Anau Rugby Club. If you're just joining us for our game of three halves here SBS Bank Southland Stags. We'll look at that replay. Game's starting to probably loosen up a wee bit now as Whanga injecting himself into the game. Good defence there though from Tausasi Tuamavave. Played a couple of seasons for the Stags and just starting to get over that advantage line. Warming into their work this afternoon. The Stags, but good endeavour in the tackle. Getting 2 men in the tackle quite often there at Southland Development. They play the short side. Dyer finds runners. Just looking happy to hold on to the ball here. This middle part of the field. Played quite a bit of rugby here in this first 40. They go short to Manson, and there goes that man. Just scored a try 2 minutes ago. Can he get another one? Just got checked out on the run though. But he wins the penalty. Referee Nicholson suggesting a wee bit of shadowing there. What did you think there, Kingsley?
Yeah, tough one there, mate. Looked like he sort of did hold his line a wee bit, but there might have been a wee little subtle wee trip there, I think, mate.
Yeah, looked a wee bit interesting as we look on the replay. Manson put on the foot. And, a wee bit harsh on that lad from the development side. Not sure who that was, but nonetheless, another opportunity. Sure, we're expecting a maul here. Well, you think they got a wee special? A bit early in the season, pull out a couple of specials, mate. Don't want to give too much away to.
Yeah, that's dead right, mate. Don't want to give too much away. We've got big Mikey McKee. He's our special man for our lineouts, and he's currently out with a calf strain, so there's not too much specials going on at the moment, mate.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Should be lucky enough to join by Mike McKee in the second half. So I look forward to getting his an update on where he's at and give us a bit of insight into the line out and all bits and pieces. Stags are going to plug away here as we get into the last 5 minutes of this first half. Again, just probably something, a bit of a trend, Southland Beak development coaches for half time is tackler getting stuck in the breakdown. It's probably the 5th or 6th occasion so far that they've just haven't been able to get out of there, but the intent in the tackle has been outstanding for the most part in these first 36 minutes. Again, just those penalties starting to add up and pretty hard to generate any momentum when you do give away penalty after penalty, Kingsley, as we see a few changes, reserves on the field for the Southland Development. We look at who is on the field. Looks like the Gage duo from POB, Ricky Rangi and Levi have come on in the front row. Jaden Henderson, another star man, good star man. Kingsley, he's on at hooker. Looks like George Hall has come onto the field. He's come on at lock. So a couple of good star and POB lads. And again, good to see some young lads who have probably come through the under-19 program in the last couple of years that have stepped into the development side. As the sun starts to peer through here in Te Anau. Great scenic place to play a bit of footy. Great to have broadcast here today. Thanks to the Pits Media. Do a great job chasing the team. There's a good scrum there from the Stags. They march forward. Another advantage. They're starting to dominate there at set piece time. The Stag side. I'm sure they might be happy to go for another scrum. They do just that.
Yeah, set piece obviously been a great asset for the Stags today. As you'd expect, mate, they had a few more days to sort of get things together. And big Joe Walsh, he's a builder by day or during the season, so he knows what it's like to nail a few things, mate.
Yeah. Can hold a hammer, I hear.
He can hold a hammer, mate. Yeah, heard great things about him on the site, so
yeah,
he backs it up on the field as well.
Yeah, nothing like a man who can hammer a nail and hold a scrum down.
Dead right, mate. That's a bloke.
Into top land as Renton feeds another one. He gets good service there. That's a much better scrum from Southland Development. Again, Stags look to get the shunt on, and Renton plays Gregory, plays out the back. Lovely wee play there, but just Manson couldn't hold on, but looking threatening with the ball. And I guess one thing I noticed straight away, Kingsley from last year perhaps, is guys moving off the ball on the strike plays, particularly off scrum. Probably something last year, probably not so much movement out the back, but good to see guys in motion.
Yeah, that's probably your area of expertise there, Coney. I've usually got my head deep buried in the scrum, so. But you're right, it does look more, bit more going on. So we've got Tinny obviously as our attack coach, and he's very, very well drilled. So
that he is.
Backs humming, hopefully.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I'm sure we have a few things up his sleeve come round one. as we count down the last 90 seconds of this first half. 24 points to 7 here at Te Anau Rugby Club, and Lawson finds a nice ball to Kofawanga, and he goes himself. Oscar Kofawanga, Blues halfback, goes down the middle of the field, still on his feet, finds a nice offload, but picked off by Greg Dyer. Stags looking to finish with one before they round out this first half. Bees pile through that one though. Southland Development, should I say. They've done well to get the ball. Tumavave sells the Ari Severe dummy and goes himself. Throws a loose ball. Getting a bit messy now, but ball's playing well. And Ricky Rangi Gage, good contact there. They're throwing the ball around here. Southland Development, good to see. Some good defence there though from the Stags, and Erland's made a good tackle. This Development will get last 40 seconds of the ball. They go just a bit loose, and Mackay picks it up, does well though, but he's stripped of the ball. And Renton, he has a wee look, puts it in behind, puts it on the toe. And he was hoping that Michael Manson was out there, but he didn't quite have him. And Kewan Sharp, see what he goes to do here. And he tries to run it out, but he's just being pinned in the end goal. And always a tough one now with the rule change, Gingsy. As you'll know, mate, being spending plenty of time in the backfield, that these days if you put it down, she's a goal line dropout, not a 22, so you got to make that decision now.
Yeah, it does make it hard, mate, spending a bit of time in the backfield. You sort of want to get out there, get there quick, as they say, and get rid of it quick. So,
as we see the replay, Oscar Kofawanga just unfortunately couldn't find his inside half partner, Corey Mackay. But first time they've played together, probably ever, and they've probably made a pretty good fist of it in the first 40 metres, as we see the replay kicking behind. The Stags will get one last crack here before half time. For those who are a bit unsure of the format today, Southland Development will go and have a breather for 40 minutes, and they'll take on North Otago later on. We've got the Stags taking on North Otago coming up shortly after half time, which will be in 5 or 10 minutes. You see the Stags are going to go for a push out here, and Dylan now will go himself, the number 8. Good defence though from Nick Henderson. Holds him up just short of the line. Stags looking to finish with a flourish. Pola Latu goes himself, and he's over. And he banks the 5th try of the half for the SPS Bank Stags. And that'll probably do us for the first half, but fair to say, Gingsy, 5th try, and probably 4 out of the 5 tries coming off set piece dominance.
you did right, mate. The forwards have really stuck it to the development side here. But, hey, credit to the development side. They've played really well in this first half. I thought they probably won the breakdown battle and almost probably the contact battle as well. So they tidy up their set piece, mate. They're going to be a great side this year.
Absolutely, and they'll get 40 minutes to have a breather and maybe catch a wee newsy bar and a banana and sit down and watch a bit of the Stags play North Otago before they have to re-warm up again.
Walker Yassel, mate. Big Yellow's starting to come through as well.
Oh, just picturesque, isn't it, mate?
Perfect, mate.
You ever played here yourself?
Can't say I've ever played here, mate. No,
you played a bit of Wyndham junior footy back in your day?
Down in Wyndham, mate, yeah. I've sat over at the cricket ground with a few cans a couple of times, but that's about as close as I've got to this field, mate.
Yeah, nice. As Dyer puts that one through, and that's the first half completed here in Te Anau. Stags 31, Southland Development 7. Welcome back to the Te Anau Rugby Club for the second half of our game of 3 halves. If you've just joined us, first half complete. Southland Stags 31, Southland Development 7. Had a bit of a change in the commentary box. We've kicked Gingsy out. We've brought in heavy hitters Mike McKee. Mikey, good to have you along, mate. Yeah, obviously not out there today, but good first half from the Stags.
Yeah, cheers, Gainsey.
Wrong guy, mate.
No, pleasure to be here. Love the office you have. Love what you've done with the place. Yeah, it was a good wee first half from the Southland Stags. Obviously, the development team was giving everything they had, getting stuck into them. One relentless on D and just a few spots of detail that we need to clean up. But looking forward to this half.
Yeah, nice as we get underway here for the second half, and in the pineapple jerseys we've got North Otago for this half. I see Southland Development wore the pineapple yellow for the first half. North Otago Old Gold's first hit out for them in 2023 before they enter into the Heartland competition. They have a good wee passage here early. Good start as we see that Stags obviously made quite a few changes with their second half team on now for this game. We also have a change in referee. Josh Hamill taking the whistle for the second half. Sam Nicholson back to the assistant referee role. Nice wee crowd here at the Te Anau Rugby Club. Very picturesque ground up in northern Southland. As we said at the top of the broadcast, game of 3 halves today. This being the second. Stags taking on North Otago. Third half will be Southland Development taking on North Otago. Mikey, just give us a quick update, mate. You're obviously a couple of weeks on the sideline, just a bit of a sore calf, but you'll be back in no time.
Yeah, just a bit of delay in my return for the Southland Stags. Just strained the little calf injury, obviously running too fast, so just going to have to slow that down for a bit and
All those high metres, mate.
get back on the pitch as quick as I can. But looking forward to getting back in the maroon colours.
Yeah, mate, and I understand you're on 45 games, so just 5 away from the big 50 milestone, so that must be pretty exciting.
Yeah, hopefully, I'm really looking forward to trying to get those games as quick as I can. Obviously, I don't want to rush things too quickly back on the pitch, but if I can reach that milestone, I'll be a pretty happy boy.
Yeah, awesome. We've had some pretty good endeavour here in the first couple of minutes, and Jacob Payne hasn't played a lot of rugby this year, but he makes an immediate impact getting over that ball. It's a good start, although a good start from North Otago. Plenty of endeavour on attack from them early. Mikey, you like what you see from them, chucking the ball around early in the first 2 minutes?
Yeah, and that's what it's about, these pre-season games. Really pushing limits, see what you can do, but also trying to stay in a bit of structure. The games can get loose, but as long as you've got a bit of structure in there, teams will look for next week and trying to build on that.
Yeah, we have a look at the team on the field for the Stags at the moment, probably in different numbers a wee bit compared to the original program, but we've got Jacob Payne, number 16, thrown into the lineup. Quinn Harrison-Jones in 18, Jacob Coughlin in 20, Josh Beckwith still on the field. Looks like Danny Drake in A19 as he lifts and go to Beckwith again. We'll go through the rest of the team shortly. Liam Howley, change at halfback, he's on number 21. See, been around for a few seasons, Liam Howley, Rasley scrum half, as he likes to call himself. As the Stags nice week play out the back there and they get a bit of momentum. We'll go through some of the new faces in the back line shortly, and Hollinshead, him being one of them, finds his man Manson, and he goes over. Michael Manson, well, had been the strangler get a double earlier. Michael Manson finds himself with a double. Not shy of a try this year, Michael Manson. 19 for Blues, I think in just 9 or 10 games, and he's added to that quickly today, but plenty of new faces out there. Mikey talked to Kingsy earlier about some of the new lads that are part of the group this year, some exciting faces, particularly in the back line.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely looking forward to seeing how Gabriel Hammer-Webb goes. Very great things, and yeah, really excited to see him pin his ear back and get a few tries under the sticks. Yeah,
so understand he's a UK lad, come over, have a connection there through Coach James Wilson, so he's fitted in pretty well for the lads first couple of weeks. Looks like a bit of a specimen.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a rig on him, don't we all?
Skinny's unreal, right across the board, mate.
But no, he's fitted in quite nicely. Young bloke, easy to talk to, and definitely he knows what he's talking about as well. So, can't wait to see what he's got.
Yeah, I've heard a comment, a bit of a mythical body. It's the quote going around the group. So we'll keep an eye out, see how he goes. The first 40 is Dan Hollinshead, another new face. He'll be pretty familiar for those who have watched a bit of domestic footy, both at NPC and Super level. He's been away playing his trade in France, I believe, Pro D2, but he's back and he's in a Stags jumper. So great to see Dan Hollinshead. He's played plenty of professional rugby, so he'll add a lot to the Stags group this year, getting opportunity to run the cutter here in the second half. We'll go through some of the other faces in the Stags shortly. In the second half as Beckwith takes a great kick-off. Experienced captain. Stags looking at play out. They showed some intent to hold on to the ball in this exit zone in the first half. Is Samisi Tupo Taialoa. New face for Stags fans. Exciting prospect. Just 19, 20 years old. Played New Zealand under 19s last year. As we see the Stags go away down the left edge here. Manson keeps his feet well. As we said, Samisi Tupo Taialoa. He's come down from Otago. Bulldozing number 8, so he'll really complement Dylan now. Bit of a 1-2 punch there, potentially for the Stags off the back of the scrum this year. Try Be exciting as they go away to Holland's Head. Dummies the kick. And unfortunately there, it's like Jacob Coughlin just had a wee bow peep up at the opposition, but we'll bounce back from that. Second half side early, giving the ball plenty of air, Kingsley. We look at, should I say Mikey?
Yeah, don't have red here.
No, not Reed here. He's got a fiery Reed here. Got Kingsley can come back for the third half maybe. We'll see how Mikey goes in the second half. Might retain his role. But talked to Kingsley earlier, Mikey, about see a few new faces. Any lads, I guess in particular, you're excited to see go not only this afternoon but this season for the Stags?
Yeah, probably another one of the locking stocks there, Danny Drake. Yeah, really looking forward to see what he's got. He's played a bit with North Harbour and so made the move down for Southland Stags. So it'll be another partner in crime there, just in the little engine room there.
Yeah, and I believe he spent a bit of time over in the UK, both in England and I think in Scarlets in Wales. So another who's played a lot of professional rugby, which will be important. Some of the younger guys in the group as North Otago play away here. Nice wee loop around for the halfback. They feed out the back, just checked on the pass, but it's Revuvu. This guy's probably one to watch. Young player out of Waitaki Boys High. Exciting prospect on the left wing for North Otago. And again, like we said, them having their first hit out of 2023 under coach Jason Forrest, looking to get a bit of rhythm. You see some good line speed there from Tavita Latu, and he forces the era. And great to see Tavita Latu back out there. The Stags fans made his Stags debut in 2020 and really lit it up in the back end of that season, and sort of been hampered by injury over the past couple of seasons, but just returned from pectoral injury suffered halfway through the club season with Maris. But he's definitely a guy, Mikey, who adds a wee bit of X factor and bit of point of difference to the attack.
Yeah, he's a definite threat in that midfield there. Give him a sniff and he'll get an offload to you. That's one thing that knowing our players is what boys bring, and definitely that's what Tavita Latu's game is. He'll break a line and get an offload off, so that's boys running off him down that fat man's alley and try and get a little corner.
You'd be one looking to run that inside line, mate, inside support line.
Yeah, I'm trying to get as many tries as I can this year, so I'm just going to run off that boy.
Yeah, that's it. That man's lane as we see Howley play away to Latu, that man himself, and he goes himself. Tavita Latu breaks the tackle, finds a nice offload to Manson, and we just called it. Mikey's just called it, and he's answered the call straight away. Tavita Latu finds that man again, Michael Manson, and he's got a hat-trick inside 45 minutes. As we look at the replay, Latu, players in motion again. We talked about it early in the first half. It's something noticeable already, maybe compared to last year. Just a lot more bodies in motion across each move, and that's a lovely finish again, Michael Manson. Definitely someone, Mikey, that give him plenty of space, because there wouldn't be too many around the country that'll motor Michael down. As we see Holland's Head line up the conversion. The sun really peeps through now in Te Anau. Good wee crowd built up around the ground. Great to take the pre-season fixture up here to Northern Southland. North Otago understand having a bit of a weekend camp here as they get a bit of connection and build themselves up for the Heartland. Obviously, Southland Development taking a bit of a breather in the tent while they wait, warm themselves up again, and they take on North Otago for our last half of the day. 12 points to nil here, almost 10 minutes gone in the second half. As North Otago get us back underway. Nice high restart taken by that man, Gabriel Hammerwebb. Talked about the physique. Howley throws a nice ball, just a wee bit lateral, and Latu straightens it up nicely. Finds Leroy Ferguson. Former Tyree Eel, come down, played for the Eastern Northern Barbarians this year. Real live wire in the 7 jersey, going to give Hayden Michael some great competition. Young player Leroy Ferguson. So they play quickly to Howley. Throws a nice ball back on the inside to Samisi, and he gets them a bit of go forward, and that's what he's here for. The young number 8, again, just handling, letting the Stags down a wee bit. North Otago pile through. Looking to get their first real entry into Stags, deep into Stags territory this afternoon. They play away, good width on the play. That's great defence though. And that man who made the tackle, Mikey, is another new face, Noah Foster. For those who probably aren't familiar with Noah, I believe he played a couple of games with Tasman last year, played his footy out of the varsity club in Auckland, come down, from all accounts, very good footballer. So it'll be great to see him go. Also plays on the wing, and sounds like we will see him on the wing later in this half, so a bit of attacking prowess out there today, especially the second half group, so it'd be great to see what they can conjure up for the Stags. What do you think, Mikey? North Otago, see first half, play the Stags and then Southland Development. What do you think they're trying to get out of I guess, this half of footy, first hit out of the year?
Yeah, they'll be trying to work out what maps are going to work for them for the upcoming season. They'll really test their arm, try and push the limits, but also trying to play some footy there where they can just be continuous. You see a bit of drop ball early in this for our second half here, but if we can just keep the continuity going, look like a good brand of footy.
Yeah, they look like they're giving the ball plenty of air early, and obviously like we said, they've come here for a bit of a weekend camp in Te Anau, which is a bit of the reason why that game is being played here today, so I'm sure they'll be enjoying a bit of bonding time. What's the local down here in Te Anau, mate? Is it a couple of local pubs? You would have made a couple of appearances.
Yeah, I think that one of the greats, the Moose. I heard that goes off on a Good Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, mate, he'll be good there for a Friday. As we see a penalty there, and that's great work at the breakdown. Probably an area the Stags weren't at their best in the first half against Development, but it's that man Leroy Ferguson, and he's had a pretty impressive start to the second half. Mikey, had much to do with Leroy?
No, first time meeting them last week. Obviously, another young buck into the team, and no, he's gone with everything he's got today, so no, happy with him.
Yeah, and obviously you've come back, mate, from a super campaign with Moana. Talk us through, I guess it was a bit of a tough season in terms of the scoreboard, but pretty cool experience, second super season under your belt. Played a few minutes.
It was obviously this year being able to play a few more games is pretty awesome. Obviously the season didn't go to plan, but to get the little cupcake on top there at the end there, to get the dub, no, we couldn't have ended that season any better. Yeah,
it would have been a great couple of days with the lads after that Waratahs game. Sure, enjoying each other's company.
Yeah, there was a few brown fizzies going on after that, but it was a great time.
And I understand you did a bit of a trip, mate, just debrief and decompress after the season. We trip around the other side of the world.
Yeah, lucky enough to get away from the hustle and bustle of New Zealand for a bit. Probably even worse going over Europe because it was just even busier. But good to get some nice sun. That was an awesome time over there.
Nice, and get ready to rip into a big stag season. As we see Liam Howley ragdolled a wee bit. Active Southland employee these days, Liam Howley. Club footy for Woodlands, experienced campaigner. Looking to stamp his mark early. Stags halfback jersey up for grabs this year. Big Sean Stoddard, he's from up this neck of the woods. Enjoying playing on this deck up in Te Anau as Holland's head goes to the line. Again, just a wee bit of isolation at the breakdown, but Howley does well to rip it out. Just a wee bit loose on the pass, and they just knocked it on there. We're just guilty of trying to force the ball a wee bit much early on there, and probably a wee bit of cohesion between players and synergy. Probably that comes down to, I guess, that time together, doesn't it, Mikey, around knowing how guys play, like you said before, and what guys can do and what guys can't do.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we play these pre-season games, is to work that out. You can do as much as you can on the training field, but in the actual game environment, that's when you learn the best about your teammate.
Absolutely. You see a nice wee crowd built up now on the embankment. Sun shining through. It's a wee bit cloudy right at the start of kickoff between Southland Stags and Southland Development, but that has well and truly cleared now. We can see the mountains in the background. North Otago, midfield scrum. 40 metres out from their own try line. They go a wee 8-9 to the right, and they go for the kick option. They find a bit of grass, but not too much of a gain, but put it out nonetheless. I'm sure Stags set piece pretty good in that first 40, so they'll be looking to really refine that and nail every line out they can in the second 40. Obviously building towards second pre-season game next Friday up in Dunedin. Hancock Park is the venue. Pirates 2 p.m. kickoff, taking on Otago, so be another step up from this game today, but good opportunity early as Latu throws a lovely ball to number 8, Samisi, and he throws a lovely offload. Again, Latu looks for a second touch. Second 5, number 8, duo. Playing well there early for Southland, and goes to Jacob Payne. Really good season last year for the Stags, played a lot of minutes. Hampered by injury in club season, but he's found his form, and the ball goes there to Jacob Coughlin on the outside. Not the quickest man on the outside channel, but good player nonetheless, but we come back for a penalty. It's a pretty promising passage of play, some nice weak footwork and offloading there, Mikey, and that's probably something we haven't probably seen a lot of Stags at times, but some promising signs there early.
Yeah, just using the ball there was getting them some good gain line. The continuity of that. Boys on the front foot, really putting North Otago under pressure.
Here's a go quickly, and it's going to be that man again, Tavita Latu. I guess we talk about guys trying to stake their claim for not only next week's pre-season, but round 1. And Tavita's probably someone who putting his hand up early today. As we look at the replay, quick tap from Howley. Doesn't mind that long ball, Liam Howley. Found his man Manson. And then a nice big play on there. Jonah Awina out of the Woodlands Club, come down from Dunedin. Start of the year, and Latu, really tough line. Great finish. Been impressive so far to Vita Latu.
Beautiful line there from the midfielder. He's doing exactly like I said, didn't he?
Exactly what you said, mate. Play by play.
So now we'll hopefully see some more of that to come at the rest of this half.
Yeah, good Maris man to Vita Latu. Through a decent amount of club footy this year. As we see the North Otago bench run past us, as we see our beautiful backdrop here today in Te Anau. 18 minutes gone here at Te Anau Rugby Club for our game of 3 halves. Second half well underway. It's Southland Stags 19, North Otago 0. If you're just joining us, Southland Stags 31-7 over Southland Development in our first half. See, our last half will be the development side taking on North Otago. So I hope you're enjoying the coverage, thanks to the Pits. Do a great job live streaming here today from Te Anau, as North Otago look to bring the ball back with a wee bit of intent. But good chase on there from the Stags, and they bring numbers forward and force a mistake. And just starting to build, obviously a different playing group in the second half, but you can see the confidence starting to build here. I guess almost halfway through the second half, and guys starting to get a wee bit of rhythm and a bit of combination, bit of confidence. Probably a bit different half to the first half, wasn't it? A lot of set piece in the first half, but a bit more phase play here.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of energy out there from the boys. Yeah, they can be pretty happy with that first 20 of this half. Keeping to the structure, and it looks really good.
And we get another opportunity to see the scrum here. Quinn Harrison-Jones on the tight head side. Again, first game back from injury for him. I think we'll see some changes come on shortly for the Stags. Looks like manager Richard Smith in the background, organising a couple of changes. Good scrum here. Referee says use it, and Howley finds a nice feed to Hollinshead, gets on the outside to Foster. Foster goes himself, Noah Foster straight through, and it looks like he'll go all the way, and he will go all the way. Noah Foster, that's a great try from the centre. We mentioned him before. Made the move down, and he looks pretty elusive. Mikey, first real touch or opportunity of the afternoon for him.
Yeah, almost going through there untouched. Lovely little setup from a scrum that is looking pretty solid, but going down. Still set a platform for the boys out in the backs, and great set piece try.
Yeah, nice wee simple miss too. 10 straight to 13. Noah Foster did the rest. I've had it on good authority from Hutchie via Jeremy Boyle. I'm sure Jeremy Boyle great eyes, usually in the commentary box for these ones, but currently in America on a bit of a tour. He tells me Noah Foster, great pedigree out of the Varsity Rugby Club. Obviously taking part in the Auckland Club Rugby final, I believe against Monaco. So he's obviously foregone that to join the Stags and be here today for his first hit out of the NPC. So we have family and friends tuning in. I'm sure they'll be enjoying that try as Holland's head just goes across the face there. We see our replay. It's a nice easy M2. Foster just beat his man on the outside, and North Otago probably just finding their way here in this first 20, 22, 23 minutes here. So they look to get us back underway. That sun beaming in now. Nice long restart. And again, that's that man Foster. He finds a nice pass to Samisi. And he carries forward number 8. Great post-contact meters. Big ball carrier, and they play out the back for Holland's Head, looking dangerous here, the Stags. Holland's Head still going, throws a big pass over the top to Gabriel Hammerhead, Webb, should I say, and he carries forward. But confidence coming out now, starting to hold the ball and build some pressure, playing with good width. Stags at the moment, just lost that ball, legally so, says Josh Hamill. Probably unlucky there, North Otago. Looked like the weak error at the base of the ruck. If we were being real picky, Mikey, probably around the breakdown, probably in one area that they've been a wee bit inaccurate so far, the Stags. Moving ahead to, I guess, Otago and then on to Waikato.
Obviously, that's always going to be a bit of a work on first hit out. Just getting some clean ball for our halves is something that will be raised for the next week's coming, because that's one of the way we're going to get our game rolling.
Absolutely, and see a wee change here. Rentaro Moriyama coming back off. Played the first part of the first half. He's a tidy job today, and Greg Dyer comes on at fullback. Usually accustomed to the first 5 role, but sharing the role with Dan Hollinshead. Possibly something we might see a wee bit during the NPC for the Stags. First 5s. So he got 3 quality first 5s, and Marty Banks we'll see back at some stage during the early to middle part of the season. Greg Dyer and Dan Hollinshead see all capable of playing at the back as well. Rory Van Voot probably be the custodian. He's just out today, working his way back from a minor injury. So we see, have a look on the replay there, just a wee bit messy. Another scrum opportunity. I'm sure the ball will be going at Latu or Foster's hands. Although in saying that, Foster has moved to the wing. We see a few trying to keep up with these changes. Looks like Angus Simmers, number 22, has come onto the field. So great to see. And we talk about the old adage of guys getting rewarded through club form. Mikey, and a Southland rugby community love a local lad getting a call up after a good club season, and Angus Simmers is that man. Great season for the Barbars, and he gets his opportunity today. Part of the squad, which is awesome for him. Proud moment for his family as he gets his first touch. Goes from Hollinshead to Dyer, puts a bit of footwork on, just gets tied up. Building nicely here though, the Stags, as they look to get into the 22. Goes to Stoddart on the carry. And Howley goes himself. Liam Howley straight through. Spies a bit of a hole. 15 metres out, centre field. North Otago come through and disrupt though. It looks like they've slowed it down. Howley resets though. Finds Latu, throws the ball over the top. Just a wee bit loose on the pass. He just a wee bit excited there on the attack, Stags, but they reset, maintain position. They go to Tupai Tailoa, finds a nice ball, and it's that man again. Guess who? Tavita Latu finds the pass. No, he doesn't. Thought he'd gone all the way. He just hadn't. Couldn't quite find a support. But again, showing what he can do, ball in hand. Midfielder, as we look at the replay, and Howley, nice wee opportunity taken there through the middle. All but there, Mikey.
Hey, you can't get them 100% of the time, but yeah, tough one to give. Obviously, if it worked, another 5 points, another assisted try.
People love to see the razzle. Tavita bringing plenty of it so far in the first 25 minutes of the second half. Hope you're enjoying this broadcast. See plenty of rugby going on not only round Southland but round the country today. See, we had a Southland ladies, the Oihia Southland Hinds, had a great win earlier this afternoon, taking on the Otago Development women's side and coming up trumps 22 points to 10 at the Waikiwi Rugby Club in Invercargill. So great result for the Southland women. See plenty of teenager rugby and a great A-grade junior game on earlier here in Te Anau between Te Anau and Waikiwi. Some good footy being played. So you see a free kick here to North Otago, and they'll be pretty relieved about that because they've been under the cosh for the last 10-15 minutes. Haven't really had any opportunities as such in the Stags half. And they go for the free kick, quick tap. It's a good touch finder too. Found a really good touch there. Sorry, hasn't quite found touch. Goes to Dyer, finds Foster. Try score from earlier. It goes to Hammer Webb. Bit of footwork from the Englishman. Finds his way over halfway. Or up near halfway, should I say. Howley goes for the boot this time. No one home. And he found a bit of grass, Liam Howley. North Otago go back and clean up. Kick's partially charged, and fortunately for the Stags, just not quite kept in, but good pressure there. Good option from Liam. That one, Mikey, just to mix it up and turn the boys around.
Yeah, found some good real estate in the back there. Putting good pressure on them, keeping them down in their own end. Yeah, really great start to Howley's season.
Yeah, plenty of energy so far today, Liam Howley. He said halfback spot keenly contested. Jarvis Wallace currently out. Wrist injury, I think, sustained in the Galbro Shield. She'll be trying to bounce back. Obviously, Jay Renton played the first half, so plenty of competition between Jay and Liam. As we see a bit of a loose ball, and Angus Simmers, the Barbarian centre, goes forward, 5 metres out. Stags looking to get their 5th of this half. Howley finding runners, goes to Payne. He's met solidly by the old Golds. As we see a nice wee tip ball there on. I think it's big Danny Drake. Just 2 metres out. Danny Drake. They go to Howley. Looks right, left. Finds options. Looks like big Asa from Toyota. Japanese prop. Played for Pirates Old Boys on the field for the Stags. We see plenty of changes. Another penalty advantage. Stags looking to get their 5th of the afternoon. Just a wee bit messy there, but they'll get the penalty. Again, some promising play. We're getting pretty excited at this point. Probably, Mikey, one of these games where there's probably plenty of opportunity, but it's just about being really accurate and nailing the space in front of them, first and foremost.
Yeah, when a game opens up like that, obviously wanting to get the ball to the space as fast as possible, but sometimes it's not the best option. Slowing it down, resetting and then going again. As
we see another opportunity for a line out. We saw plenty of line out mauling in the first half against the Southland Development side. Josh Beckius being the money man. Obviously he's off the field. Looks like Danny Drake. You might be able to call this one for us, Mikey. Just want to look for another maul perhaps. Just don't quite get that one right. Talk us through that one, Mikey.
Yeah, obviously we're sitting on the heavy 10 track here, bit slippery on top. Nothing that 21 studs shouldn't stop, but obviously not. He's just doing the Michael Jackson moonwalk. Almost got there. Great reactions to get back on the back to the jumper there from Asa, and we just couldn't quite take that one.
Yeah, something I'm sure you'll get over the boards, mate. Bit of review tomorrow.
Yep. We're back in tomorrow. Have a look at the game, review, get into our strategy groups, and yep.
Build for Friday. I see Stags taking on Otago, pre-season number 2. Hancock Park in Dunedin, Friday 2 p.m. If you're around Dunedin next Friday, sure will be a great pre-season hit-out before round 1 against Waikato, Sunday the 6th of August. It's a big weekend in the south that weekend with the All Blacks taking on the Wallabies on Saturday the 5th of August, as we see a breakout here from North Otago. Do well, the Stags, and that's Angus Simmers. Had an impressive start since he's come on. First appearance in the Stags jersey for Angus Simmers, but fortunately for the Stags, just a wee offside call there. It's just an area of the game, isn't it, Mikey, that next level around making sure not giving away those penalties, and allowing teams to relieve pressure. He got them under the comp. That's a great touch finder. Great touch finder there from North Otago, first 5. He's found a really good touchdown towards right on halfway. As we enter the last 10 minutes of the second half. Hopefully enjoying the coverage thanks to the Pits media. If we look at that replay, great kick, great touch finder. Gabrielle Hammer-Webb did well to almost keep it in. And they go to the front off the top ball. Stags come forward though. It's good solid contact. And that was Leroy Ferguson again. He's been a standout so far for the Stags in the second half. Game of 3 halves. See this being the last half for the Stags this afternoon. Southland Development will finish it off. And for those who watched the first half, I can assure you they will not be wearing the pineapple yellow of the first half. They will be back in their traditional maroon strip, taking on North Otago, which will be a really good 40 minutes. As we count down the last 8 minutes, North Otago first real attacking passage opportunity here, and they have a wee crack down the right-hand side. And big carry. Got some big men out there, North Otago. Plenty of intent in their carry. Stags having a front up physically. This will be an area where Stags will want to be real disciplined around their D. Just as I say that, referee Hamill looks like he's put his arm out for an advantage. The ball just a bit slow. And he has blown a penalty, referee Hamill. We'll just have a wee look at that replay there. Just might have been in the side a wee bit early. I think it was Asa Shansuki, Japanese prop. Who's caught your eye so far, Mikey? 32 minutes into the second half, side.
You can't go wrong. Can't go past there Tavita Latu for the Southland Stags. He's been an absolute threat throughout this second half of this third halves. He's been great with ball in hand, defensively pretty solid. So I don't know what he had for breakfast, probably a couple of eggs, probably bacon, probably some baked beans, maybe a little bit of sausage.
Actually seen him walk into the 4 square mate in Lumsden. He must have got a wee pick-me-up of some sort.
Oh, a little egg and ham, you reckon?
Yeah, might go a wee egg and ham roll or something's done the job for him.
Whatever it is, keep it on.
Yeah, keep it on, all right. I guess we also see Ewan Brummel, trainer, Andrew McIntosh in the background, or Marty Banks, should I say. Talk me through the blue on the training jacket this year. Mikey, a bit of a different look. You see Marty Banks standing behind the touch judge rocking it. What do you think of that?
I actually don't know the reasoning behind it at the moment, but what I've kind of gathered myself is it's gone with having Spates as a major sponsor. Yep. Having the ultra light blue colour, and then we have the Spates as the normal dark blue in our training jerseys.
Well, as we see our first try for the old Golds, and it's North Otago straight through the middle of the ruck. Southland probably just a wee bit of sleep around the breakdown there, and they get on the scoreboard. Great try. We'll come back to that ultra as we look at the replay. Just a wee bit of sleep there at the breakdown. Looks like Liam Howley in the boot. He's gone off a wee bit early, and the 2 men around the ruck have just been caught napping a wee bit. In the real area, Goro loves a wee pick through the middle when team 0 ruck. Mikey.
Sorry, mate, what'd you say?
I was just saying that you love a wee, you're one for a wee pick through the middle in team 0 ruck.
I'm normally the one on the ground horse.
Normally just put in the shift on the clean, inside clean, move bodies.
Head in the dark places, that's it.
That's the one. You see, he's taking this back a fair way. North Otago kicker. He's straight out in front of the sticks and taking him back to the 22. Probably something Grayson Nett would do. He's doing the goal kicking. It's worked for him. He's put it straight between. 31 points to 7. Here at Te Anau Rugby Club for our game of 3 halves. SBS Bank, Southland Stags. First hit out of 2023. Taking on the old Golds, North Otago. There's some really good play there from North Otago. Got into their work, probably their first opportunity of the afternoon. 24 points to 7, should I say. jump the gun a wee bit from a Southland perspective. As Noah Foster puts in a great shot off the kickoff. He's been another who's been quite impressive in this first or second 40 minutes against North Otago as they go long to Dyer. Finds a nice ball across to Hollinshead, and Stags looking to bounce back. They go there, away to Latu. Dangerous every time he gets the ball. Tavita Latu finds Hammer Webb. First real opportunity for him to wind up into the 22. He just spills the ball. Just guilty at times the Stags so far today. Just a wee bit loose in the contact, but again, pre-season game, iron out a few things, and some guys haven't played a bit of footy for a while. Looking to find that rhythm again, but talked about before, Mikey, guys have been impressed. Tavita Latu, Noah Foster. We talk about guys taking their opportunity and looking to lock down, I guess, a starting spot for round one. Noah's probably someone who's impressed so far today. See Angus Simmers also on the field, out of the Eastern Northern Barbarians centre. I think he's going to spend a bit of time for the Southland development team in the next half as well, so he'll get plenty more opportunity today to push his case. See, first year in the Stag squad. So we see big scrum, good scrum for North Otago. They play straight to 12 again. Second time they run that loop play off the 9 coming around the back. They go wide and they throw the ball and straight in the hands of that man Noah Foster. He wastes no time in going around behind the sticks. And pretty adventurous play from the old Golds, but to their own detriment. And that man Noah Foster, he's had a great 35 minutes. Again, just a wee bit static on the play and a wee bit loose on the pass and straight in the breadbasket. Probably wouldn't get too many easy in that, Mikey.
Well, I definitely haven't. I definitely had to work for mine.
He had to grind.
But I've also haven't got one in the last 2 years, so I'll take those on any day of the week.
So when was your last Stags try, mate? 2020, 2021?
Correct me if I'm wrong, probably 2020.
2020, yeah.
Maybe against Wellington some stage.
Okay, gotcha. We'll get the statisticians in the back room to check that, but
I've assisted that many more since that though.
yeah, just an assist, man. And obviously, well known for a good line-out special yourself, mate. You've obviously got, I'm sure, plenty conjured up in your 1B5 notebook, ready to go for this season.
I've actually upgraded my iPad, man, 2023.
Oh, yeah? Oh, jeez. That's great stuff.
You know, got a few things going along, ticking over in the brain about a few specials, but we'll save that for a rainy day.
That's the one, mate. As we get back underway, and it's now 31 points to 7 as we tick down inside the last 3 minutes here. That's a nice deep restart, and Liam Howley finds that. Weighs up his options and goes nice and long. Finds a decent touch up towards the 10-metre line. See, last 2.5 minutes for the Stags. I guess one massive positive that we've seen so far, no injuries, which is something that probably has hamstrung the Stags, particularly last year and in previous years. So I'm sure coaches Hall and Wilson will be happy, and Thompson will be happy. Haven't lost any troops in this first 78 minutes today. Really good first hit out for the Stags as they build towards Otago next week in Dunedin. It's again good pressure from the line out. Pile through. North Otago just a wee bit messy at the back, but they regroup and carry forward. Met by double shoulder tackle again. It's been impressive. That was that man Noah Foster. Be a candidate for man of the half if we were giving out that award. North Otago looking for one last flourish here in their first 40 minutes of the day. So they'll get a crack at Southland development shortly. And what will be a pretty good 40 minutes. As the Stags look to pile through, put a bit of pressure on around the breakdown. Again, solid defence, Jacob Coughlin, former North Otago representative himself. See these days, a couple of seasons with the Stags, and we see a nice wee chip kick there, but well regathered, or was regathered, but Stags are going to finish with a flourish. They go straight to the edge, goes to Angus Simmers, powers forward. Get back into their shape and they go away. Nice wee tip pass there. Get over the advantage line. Quick ball for Howley. Finds Dyer. Goes to Payne out the back. Goes to Latu again. Dangerous every time he gets the ball to Vita Latu, but this occasion just guilty. Ball going straight into touch. not his best play of the day, but I'm sure it's still the right option, just didn't quite execute on that occasion. So we have a wee look on the replay. Mikey obviously being a second row, mate. Obviously got a few new faces in the second row this year to join you, and Josh Spekius, Chanel Singh, Danny Drake. It'd be great to have some competition and some bit of height and mobility in the second row. Join the likes of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Good bunch of boys in that crew. Can't go wrong with locking down with boys that are ready to go to war with you. And these boys have been looking good since they've been out there.
And obviously a lot of the boys that not only come down as we see the Stags turn the ball over, looking to get one late, last play of the half. And is it a try or a penalty? Looks like a penalty, holding on, so the half will stay alive here. So we tick over 40 minutes in Te Anau. Flown by the second half, as we see on the replay. Just short of the line. North Otago will get one last bite at this. Not quite, because Greg Dyer's going to catch it and run back down the channel. And he comes hard back down the channel. Dyer goes himself up towards the 22. Stags looking for one more. 31-7 was our first half score. We're locked at 31-7 at the moment. Howley gets isolated a wee bit, gets tied up, and North Otago will get one more crack at this. They pile through and they play down the short side. Have a wee crack on the edge, and that's a nice wee run. Great offload. Just doesn't quite go to hand. Stags keeping the ball alive. One last opportunity. Goes to Coughlin. Finds Simmers. Simmers goes himself. Angus Simmers straight through. Simmers, Barbarian centre, finds his teammate, Coughlin, into the 22. Stags looking to finish there. Two halves with a real flurry here. Samisi, Tupo Tailoa, pumps the legs. Some really good carries in his 40 minutes today. Goes to Latu, that man. And just like he started the half, he'll finish the half with another meat pie. And that'll be the 6th of the half for the Stags. And a great way to finish their 80 minutes today, Mikey.
Tavita Latu doesn't mind a meat pie.
Sure, he'll tell us about that afterwards too.
No, great half for the boys. I reckon they'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah,
great build up for next week.
Here's some really good signs on attack. Sure, that'll give coaches plenty of confidence, excitement, particularly I'm sure attack coach James Wilson, because that's full time here. In our second half of three halves, and it's the Stags 38-7 over North Otago. We'll take a break and come back before our last half of the day here in Te Anau. Welcome back to Te Anau Rugby Club for the third half of our game of three halves. This half we've got Southland Development taking on North Otago. If you've just joined us, had the SBS Bank Southland Stags have their first hit out of 2023. They had a 31-7 win over Southland Development and then 38-7 win over North Otago. North Otago and Southland Development getting a wee hit out for our last half of the day. It's a great day here in Te Anau. Sun well and truly out, and rejoined by Grayson Knapp. Gangsy, obviously, was that your playlist, mate? Obviously on the wee air break.
Yeah, mate, just handed over my Spotify playlist. It's usually something I bring out about 2 o'clock on a Saturday night, but no, it's good to keep the fans involved, mate, keep them hyped up for the great footy that's involved.
For sure, as we see North Otago, they had a good wee finish to the half against the Stags, and they have a wee bust early, and they go down the left-hand flank, and they're going to go all the way. North Otago, and they've gone almost the length, 60 metres. And it's the big man down the left edge. Unfortunately, we don't have a program for North Otago, but it's a great start for them to the half. And probably, we talked about Southland Development, they've had the 50 minute break. Probably it's going to take them a few minutes to come back out of the blocks, and they're going to have to come out early. It's a great start though, Gingsy, from the old Golds.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. They've had that first 40 against the Stags before, so they'll be well and truly oiled up and warmed up. Like you say, it might take a wee bit for the development side to get the old motor back moving, but no, I'm sure they'll warm up soon, mate, and they'll fix what that just happened there.
And for those who watched the first half, Southland Development were in the Pineapple Yellow Express, as it's been dubbed. Obviously, Old Golds, North Otago would have had a bit of a double up, so they're back in their traditional maroon strip for this third half of the afternoon. So you'll see a couple of white shorts, a couple of Stag squad members also having a run this half for Southland Development, and we'll go through them shortly. Obviously, as well as North Otago and the Stags, a chance for Southland Development to stretch their legs for the first time in 2023. They have a really good program this year with 7 games, including a really good opportunity next weekend in Oamaru against Mid Canterbury, so they get to take on a second Heartland side, as we see a really good exit there from North Otago. Southland Development let the ball bounce, but they do well. And Corey Mackay, bit of a crossfield kick there for Kahukura, and the ball's just going to sit up, but he was a bit offside, and referees pulled him back. North Otago will get opportunity to reset just over their 10-metre line, get themselves into the game. These teams you would suspect would be reasonably evenly matched here in this 40 minutes. And just a wee error there, North Otago guilty, quite a wide pass off 10 and just hasn't found the man, and Southland Development will get attacking opportunity. Probably a good chance, Kingsley, for them to set a scrum and get a wee bit of rhythm here. Pretty hectic start to the game.
Yeah, very frantic, mate. Obviously both teams are, like you say, quite evenly matched, so it'll be quite good to see how the scrum goes, and as they build into this third half, is it?
Yeah, third half, mate. We have a look, try and go through the players for the Southland Development team as we can. Looks like Sean Stoddard, Big Asa Sanshuki on the field up front. Kai Se Tamura at halfback. Played for Pirates Old Boys, part of the Galbraith Shield winning side as they go over the top to Kahukura. Strong Keanu Kahukura had a try early against the Stags, just in the 3rd minute of the day, with an intercept in Southland Development. First entry into the 22 in this half, looking to get into their work. They go to Mackay, the young pivot, goes himself. Corey Mackay, not familiar, he's come down from Nelson, and that lovely tip pass, and they'll go through, and big Ollie Lawson, Lee Maris connection there, Sean Stoddard on the tip pass, and the big number 8 gets his first try of the day. There's some great foreplay. Kingsley, I'll let you talk us through that one, mate, on the replay.
It's a great build up here. Like you say, that number 10 coming down from Nelson, he's really made his mark here, hasn't he? It's really good look. And like you said, mate, your Marist connection, you'll be loving seeing that, Goni. Nice wee tip ball here from Stoddy, straight through of Ollie Lawson. He had a great club season for Marist, so it's good to see him out there playing really well for this development side.
Yeah, an absolute champion of a lad. Ollie Lawson made the move down himself from Marlborough at the start of the year. Made every poster winner. He'll be, sure, an important part of the Southland Development side. Also shout out to his dad, who's made the trip down this weekend, all the way from Blenheim for this game. Also made the trip down most weekends to watch Ollie play club footy. So, shows you the miles that go into supporting family, these lads, when it comes to footy. We see Corey Mackay, another Tasman lad, now donning the S on his chest, looking to convert the try. Pretty tidy 40 minutes against the Stags. On this occasion he's just pulled up a wee bit short. That unconverted try from Southland Development. And we called this one might be a bit of a back and forth tight tussle, Kingsley. We've had one try apiece so far. She's looking like it's going to be a good contest for this third half.
Yeah, absolutely. Great start from both sides. They're probably a wee bit disappointed with both their defences letting in 2 soft tries, but no, I'm sure we're in for a great half of footy, mate.
As we get back underway, we'll see a great afternoon here in Te Anau. Great turnout. Great place to play rugby. Southland Development. We'll try and go through the names, and that looks like Big Asa Sanshuki on the charge. Kaisei Tamura, Japanese teammate. Nice play there from Southland Development. They go down the edge. Kanu Kahukura. Obviously not unfamiliar to Stags fans. Played a few games 2012 to 2015, 16 should I say, part of the Southland Stags, and that's a really good carry from Tupou Kofawanga, first year in the front row. Starting to get into their work now. Southland Development. Kaisei Tamura clears the ball well, goes to Mackay, has a wee dance himself, back on the inside, just a wee bit isolated though. Just got to slow it up, and just unfortunately for Tamura, knocked the ball on, got stuck in a wee foot, but promising passage of play there, Southland Development. They're playing with some good width and generating a bit of go-forward ball.
Yeah, definitely, mate. They're playing really good attacking footy, as you can see, and which type of footy we're trying to bring into the Stags as well. So it's glad that the development side is doing that as well, mate.
And you'll be someone, Gingsy, who'll be leading that, I guess, free-flowing attacking mindset, mate. You're someone who loves to get the arm free in the tackle.
Absolutely, mate. Offloads. Don't really know what to do with myself in open pasture, mate, but like any good forward, just put the ears back and go for it.
Just back yourself. Actually, saw you back yourself a couple times with Star, actually, and you played the Maris boys.
That's
put the
it,
hammer
mate.
down.
Yeah.
Look dangerous in open space, mate, as we see North Otago feed the scrum under a wee bit of pressure, but they do well. Nice flat pass from the halfback there. Good tackle from Corey Mackay, and Nick Henderson, Southland Development captain, he was over that ball. It's a wee bit tied up. They've done well to slow it down here, Southland Development. North Otago trying to regenerate just on their own side of the 10-metre line. Look promising early, North Otago, and finished the half against the Stags really well, so they'll take a bit of confidence out of that, but they've turned the ball over here and Stags will get it. Away they go. It's the forward still in the business so far. Tamura throws a nice ball across. Tuamavave puts it on the foot. Tuamavave goes forward. Just gets out of touch. Probably both teams just a wee bit guilty. Just trying to force the ball, force that extra pass or that extra miracle play. It probably just comes with the excitement of getting out there for the first time. Kingsy wanting to unload next level of rugby.
Yeah, that's it, mate. You know what it's like in the pre-season, Goni. You know, you're just excited to get out there, and it takes a wee bit to blow the old cobwebs off. But no, really impressed with the standard so far, both these sides, and I'm sure they'll just get building as the game goes on. Yeah,
North Otago looking to have an impressive Heartland season, I'm sure, under coach Jason Forrest, who's been at the helm for a while now. They look to play up from their own 22, and I think it's Junior Ravova there at number 11. Player out of Waitaki Boys High School. Penalty advantage, Josh Hamill suggests we had a high tackle. Probably just a little wee let off the hook there for North Otago. Southland Development really asserting their pressure. It's a nice wee touch finder. Take us up to halfway. And talk us through, I guess, some of the names in the Southland Development forward pack. Gingsy, we got a bit of experience and a bit of youth there. Kane Taylor at number 6. He's probably someone who plugged away in the 19s for a couple of years and had a really good breakout year, you'd say, at club level with the Barbars.
Yep, had a great season with the Barbars, mate. Obviously, they had a good season as well, making the final. But he's been great, like you say, coming through the ranks, and played a great game for the countryside when they played Town as well. So it's good to see him out there, mate. We sat on him. Apparently his favourite food is raspberry jam. So
oh yeah, raspberry jam. He'll love a raspberry bun then, mate.
Yeah, raspberry bun, mate, and a wee scone as well, they say.
Yeah, a wee scone. Speaking of hot delicacies, we stopped in Lumsden on the way up. We toasty pie actually from the Raw Cafe.
Was that you, mate? Definitely wasn't me.
Yeah, that was actually myself and Matt Saunders, Regan Bennett, mate. Hopped in the car and called in.
He loves a toasty, that man.
Sure does. There's North Otago looking to play out, give the ball a bit of air, and they do a good job of it. Just float the ball forward though, unfortunately, but good width on the play and good endeavour. Just execution just letting them down on this occasion. Another guy who's had a really good club season, particularly back end of the season for Southland Development, is George Hall. Again, another player who's come through the Southland under-19s in the last couple of years. Probably a guy who took over at lock for Pirates Old Boys at the business end of the season and ended up keeping the great Doof, Craig Smith, on the bench. So It's a pretty mean feat in itself. Gingsy, George Hall, he's another one who's had a great year.
Absolutely, mate. I've been really impressed with him. Start of the season, if I'm honest, I didn't really know who he was, but by the end of it, I definitely did. And like you say, to keep the big doof to the bench, mate, that's it's saying something. So, no, like I said, awesome to see him, his development side, and it'd be good to see how he goes over the next few years.
And fiery redhead. See another fiery redhead, Dermot Hughes. Shout out to him in the UK somewhere, or somewhere in Europe, tuning into this one. Wherever you're watching, hope you're enjoying the coverage brought to you by the Pits. Great job here. As we have a wee look on that replay, just a wee bit of execution and development. North Otago spilling that one. Getting plenty of width and endeavour on the play. Both teams really trying to move that ball into the wide channel quickly. See guys wanting to push themselves for selection in the coming weeks. Like I said, Southland Development, iBattery Southland Development taking on Mid Canterbury Heartland in Oamaru next weekend. It'll be followed by a bit of an internal hit out. Southland Development against Southland Country, Gingsy, and I know see Southland Country Sub-Union Day tomorrow and at Riverton. That'll be a good day. Country rugby as we see North Otago. Again, just endeavour there, but execution again. And we'll have another scrum. Sure you'll love this as a forward, Gingsy, just going from set piece to set piece, mate.
Oh, it has its moments, mate.
What, talk us through when you put your head up and it's say the second or third one, you go from a scrum and then you get up as another knock on. What's the thought process?
I'm usually spraying whoever dropped off about the third, mate, to be fair. Let them know about it, mate. So no, it's tough. It's tough in the scrums, mate. If you haven't been there, you don't understand. But.
No, I wouldn't understand, mate. I wouldn't know.
So yeah, it can be frustrating, mate. But like I said, first game, these boys are a wee bit rusty, blowing up cobwebs out over the time. I'm sure this is probably the first time the North Otago side's been together as well. So I'm sure they'll just be getting a few connections and stuff together as well.
Yeah, North Otago boys having a wee weekend of it here in Te Anau. I'm sure they'll be experiencing the best of Te Anau hospitality as we see Keanu Kahukura play out the back to Mackay. He goes short, lovely line. Angus Simmers on the inside. Kahukura, and he finds his man, and he's going to go all the way. Keanu Kahukura, and he's got a double. We've had a few guys score a double today, and he one of them. That's a lovely play off a set piece. Southland Development, sure, head coach Mike McKenzie will be very happy with that. And as we have a look on the replay, lovely skill set. Lovely line from Angus Simmers. He's obviously part of the Stags NBC group, hence we're in the white shorts. And a lovely second touch there from Keanu, like all good wingers. Passing and then backing up, hungry for a second action. And he gets the reward of that.
Absolutely, mate. That's another Marist special, isn't it, Gonies, that you teach on a Thursday night down at the great Marist Rugby Club?
Oh, sure be Keanu. It's all Keanu, mate. He played a lot of footy. You have a look at that again. Look, on the Fat Manzelli up the inside. He does a great job. Great line though, Angus Simmers. He's someone we talk about. Southland community obviously love guys coming through, local lads coming through and doing the hard yards off the field, but performing on it in club footy and earning their, I guess, spot in the Stag squad. And Angus Simmers, a case of someone who's gone away and worked hard on his, I guess, not only his footy but his body and his conditioning, put on a couple extra kegs, worked hard on his conditioning and played really consistently every week for the Eastern Northern Barbarians and earned his contract for the season, Gingsy. So it's great to see a guy like that, earn the right through 16 weeks of club graft.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I think it comes off, like you say, back of a great club season for the Barbarians, and you've seen how much success they had over the club season. He was a massive part of their side. So, like you say, mate, good to see local boys donning the Stags jersey, and hope he gets a good run this year.
For sure, as we see, just that unfortunate knock on there from Southland Development. It was a nice wee kick, contestable kick from halfback to Mura. It's North Otago regain possession. Nice wee tip passing. They've gone to their tip passing quite often, not only in this half, but so in the half against the Stag. Not always accurate, but the endeavour there to move that ball on as fullback just lost his footing there for a second. Get into the wide channel, trying to get themselves back into this game. 12-5, Southland Development leading here. 16 minutes gone in Te Anau if you're just joining us. This is our third half of 3. game of 3 halves today. SBS Southland Stags 31-7 over Southland Development, 38-7 over North Otago. Also have a representative action around the south today, the Southland Hinds. Southland ladies getting it done 22 points to 10 against Otago Development. As we see a nice big run there, but unfortunately just spilt the ball. Promising wee break there from the North Otago halfback. Looking quite lively though, North Otago. Kingsley, I'm sure Jason Forrest, Luke Hurden, Ralph Darling, coaching staff, probably not overly happy with the execution, but the ability to create opportunity, definitely there.
Yeah, they look dangerous when they want to get the ball going, don't they, mate? Like you say, the execution probably not quite where it needs to be, but you can't expect too much from the first game. But mate, when they get going, they look dangerous.
Sure, give them a wee bonding night tonight, mate. Mike McKee told us before he's a big fan of the Moose, so I'm sure that North Otago boys might be off to the Moose tonight.
Yeah, the Mighty Moose, it's a great establishment here at Te Anau.
Join a couple of fizzies, mate.
Yeah, that's the best way to do a bit of bonding, and early in the season, mate, I'm all for that.
As we see a nice long kick there from Corey Mackay. North Otago looking to bring the ball back. It's a nice defence there, Woody Kirkwood. Looks like he might have tweaked his knee, hopefully he's alright. He gets up slowly to get up. Woody Kirkwood. Southland Development doing well to slow the ball up. North Otago getting good width on the play, and they get on the outside. Just a high tackle there though, and just discipline probably hurting Southland Development more than anything at this stage. Giving North Otago opportunity, but through lack of intent. As we see North Otago again, good width on the ball. They play out the back. Good release ball there, and another release ball out to the 15, and he goes on the outside, goes through. Nice defence there though from Angus Simmers. Made a nice spot tackle there, and they go through the middle. They scored their one try against the Stags through the middle, and they're going to go down the flank, and they keep going down the edge. 2 metres out. Looked like he was out, but play on. They get within 2 metres of the line, North Otago. They've lost the ball. Looks like Angus Simmers might have come up with a turnover. He's been impressive in his 18 minutes, and Keanu Kokura quickly gets onto the left foot and finds touch. As we look at the replay, that's something North Otago seen 2 or 3 times now. Kingsley just through that middle of the ruck. Southland Development, a wee bit of sleep around that breakdown.
No, we talked about Greg Pizzon's take before. That was an absolute special. He used to do a lot.
Yeah.
Just eyes up footy, mate, and that's just that defence, eh? Being tight in that first defender and making sure that you can't get through there.
Yeah, no halfback in the boot on that occasion. Sure, Tatey will be real happy with seeing guys follow on his footsteps, mate, and come straight through the middle of the ruck. That was chapter 1 of his playbook. Pretty deep playbook. Former Stag, Greg Pleasant's take, as we talked about earlier in the first half, rolling maul tries. As we see North Otago hammering away here, 1 metre out, looking to even the ledger at Te Anau Rugby Club, and they play right, get the opportunity, they go for the line, and they score. And that's their second of the afternoon, and it's the big lock. He's looked dangerous every time he's got the ball in hand. As we look on our replay, nice flat pass from the halfback, found his man and beat the covering defence of Tamura and Asa Shunsaki, and makes it 12 points to 10 here in Te Anau. And I'm sure with this being a bit of a, tighter contest, Kingsley will be generally don't worry too much about the score in pre-season, but I'm sure both sides here will want to make sure they come away off the W.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Like you say, not to worry about the score, but you still want to be playing good footy at this stage of the season, and it's good to see where you're at. So, like I say, good tight competition, but that was a great try from the big lock there. He's like you say, looked very dangerous every time he's touched the ball. He made that great break through the middle before, and a very big, skillful man. So it's good to see the big fellas get over for a wee dot, mate.
Yeah, as we see the halfback trying to convert, 5 in from touch, right hand side of the field. Not a breath of wind to speak of. Just the sun beaming down here in Te Anau as he kicks towards the lake. Good strike. Great kick. Puts it through the sticks, and we're all locked up here at Te Anau Rugby Club. 12 points apiece as we look at the replay. And Nice we finished, good footwork, good fend. And he did all the rest himself. Big lock. 12 all here if you're just tuning in. Thanks to the Pits, our live stream on the Southland Stags Facebook page. Corey Mackay gets us back underway in our third half of the day. Southland Stags obviously in action earlier today. Now we've got the Southland Development side taking on North Otago. And we've got a few changes. We'll try our best. They're just coming from everywhere, Kingsy. And we'll try our best to go through who is on the field. Looks like we've got Jaden Henderson on at hooker. Ricky Rungy Gage looks like he's on the tight head side. Woody Kirkwood and George Hall. We've got Kiefer Walker. First year playing in the forwards for Marist. First year in the Marist Premier side. Number 19. Big, uncompromising blindside flanker. Young player who's been a real improver this year in the Premier club scene. Got an opportunity for the development squad. This is North Otago, play away. Good wee bust there from the winger. Gets him over the advantage line, and again, probably an area for Southland Development to have a look at next week, just around getting caught in that tackle area. Something they were probably guilty of a wee bit against the Stags in our first half. Something, Kings, I know you make a few tackles yourself, mate. What's the key to ensuring you don't get pinned in that breakdown?
It's just about getting in and getting out, and the job's, like they say, tackle's not over until you get back on your feet, so it's about getting back onto your feet as quick as you can and just getting back out of there. The refs are pretty onto it these days about blokes lying around and being lazy, so just being active there and even just looking like you're doing the right thing, mate.
Yeah, and you look at, I guess, it's a zero tolerance sort of policy these days.
Yeah, they're very strict on around the ruck, mate. A lot of teams are very quick to make sure they've got quick ball these days, so you get cheeky with your halfbacks, mate, trying to keep you in there, so it doesn't help.
That's the one, as we see North Otago looking at hit the front. Looks like they've turned the ball over here. Southland Development, they've done well. Snaffled the ball. They're going to come up with it. That's a good carry, just a loose carry. And they'll get a relieving penalty, Southland Development. See games like this, as we encroach up to 25 minutes, a few changes, a few guys coming on and off, probably does disrupt the rhythm a wee bit, but gives guys the opportunity as we have a look on the replay. Kiefer Walker pumping the legs, but he got his knee down. Once that knee hits the ground, I see tackler's got a release, so didn't release on this occasion. Sun beams down, probably the crowd filled out a wee bit since the Stags have finished for the day, but see, we've had over 100 minutes of rugby now today. Who's been your standouts, mate? Been plenty of guys on show.
I'd say for the Stags, mate, in that second half, that Svedalatu was looking very impressive. He looked dangerous every time he touched the ball. It was a big break. Here we go.
As we see Corey Mackay, the young 10, go down the sideline. It's a nice wee break, and Tamura gets the ball out quickly. Finds Stoddard on the charge. Big Sean Stoddard, part of the Stag squad. Guys in white shorts, part of the Stags in the first two halves. So you'll see that's why they're wearing different coloured shorts to the rest.
But yeah, to Vedalatu, mate, I'd have to say for the Stags and in this development side, mate, I can't go past Ewan Sharp. He's been a wee bit quiet in the second half for them, but in that first half against the Stags, he was great. And for this North Otago side, mate, that lock, he looks dangerous. So he'll be one to watch, I think, going forward in the
Heartland Championship.
Yep.
That he will. Some Tool Timber in the North Otago side. We've got an Englishman at lock as well, as we see some more changes. And James Moody comes on at hooker, should I say, wearing no number. Also got Brenton Howden on the field again. Michael Sleeman come on back at loose head. And they go to the front. Lockie Springford, who's also on the field, just goes over the top though, but Sleeman does well to regain it. North Otago, and they've won the penalty. Both teams just a little bit guilty of getting that separation at breakdown time. See Jaden Henderson just walk past us, putting a good shift today. Good star man, mate. wearing the battle scars.
That's it, mate. It's good to see the good star boys out there again, and like you're saying, Lockie Springford out there, another great star man. So he's got a big future ahead of him as well.
There must be something in the water down at Waverley Park, mate, because they're just churning them out today. See big Josh Beckwith leading the charge.
Yeah, he's one of them, another great star man, mate. So no, there must be something in the water, all right. But keep pumping them out, mate.
And talk us through your injury, mate. You obviously did well to come back. You've obviously beefed the frame up a bit this year, and added a bit of mass to the carcass. You've tweaked a wee bit of it.
Yeah, just a wee ankle niggle, mate. Like you say, added a few more kegs to the carcass, and maybe all the joints aren't quite used to it. So just a wee ankle niggle, mate, and hopefully back running around next week.
So we see it was a promising play there from North Otago, but on this occasion, unfortunately, ball's just gone forward.
As soon as you're ready, boys, after this one. Yeah. 2 front rows, please, sir.
Been a great afternoon of footy there. Scotty, who would be your standout players, mate?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think Stags, like you said, I thought Tavita Latu, I thought Noah Foster, first showing for the Stags, very impressive in that second half when he got opportunity. Thought the set piece, the line out maul for the Stags was really good. Thought the Southland Development side in that first half, I thought Brenton Howden at lock, the experienced figure, he played some good footy. See a nice run here. I thought Keanu Kahukura, he's been pretty good as well. Really like Kaisei Tamura at halfback. He clearing the ball really quickly for the development side. I thought Tupou Kufawanga made a good fist of his first half as well. Obviously, like we said, first year playing hooker. As we see a nice line, Angus Simmers, probably another mate who's got a few minutes for the Stags, and he was impressive in the earlier part of this half as James Moody just a bit loose on that pass there, but Josh Hamill comes back as we count down to the final 10 minutes. He's all up for grabs here in this third and final half, 12 points apiece. I know we talk about pre-season, Kingsley, but you think the three's an option here or not at all?
Absolutely not, mate. It's pre-season footy. You go for the line any day of the week, and these forwards are proud forward men, mate. They want to back their line out and back them more. And
last the 10, Corey Mackay to put it in the corner. He's done a pretty good job, 7 metres out. So we see some more changes. North Otago rolling the big front row lads back on the field. As we count down to this last 10. It's a big old shift, 120 minutes of code, mate, but we're 110 minutes through it. I'm sure there'll be some sore, tired carcasses tomorrow.
Yeah, you're doing well, mate. You've done well to get through 3 halves commentating. You'll need to rest up the old throat when you get home.
Yeah, you might need a wee breather. Bit of recovery, mate. Wee cold Spates Ultra. As we see Southland Development get on the charge. 5 metres out. That's a good carry. Kaifa Walker. And the big man goes over. That's a great try from Southland Development. Big blindside flanker out of the Marist club. First year playing on the forwards, and he's made a good fist of that as we have a look at the replay. It was a good carry initially from Howden. Got over the advantage line, and then Walker did the rest. Again, just that snappy service from Tamura. It's really made a difference in this half. So you being a blindside flanker yourself, mate, you'd be pretty happy with that effort.
It's a great carry, mate, and you'll be happy another Marist man. You talk about the water on the Star, what's in the water down at Star, but I think there must be something else down at Marist, mate, because these Marist boys are going really well in this development side.
And a couple have made a good fist of it. There's that man, Corey Mackay, puts the conversion over in Southland Development. As we wind down to the last 7 minutes, take a 19-12 lead over North Otago here in Te Anau. And our third half of the day. See plenty of guys getting an opportunity and a run this afternoon, which is great to see. As they get us back underway, it's a centre field restart, and it's fielded there by, it's like Brenton Howden. He's thrown a nice offload. James Moody, he takes it forward. Maris Hooker to Mora looking for his runners. Nice wee tip ball there. They just lose the ball in contact, the development side. And North Otago looking to move the ball and hit back straight away. They go on the outside. Nice wee tackle there from Woody Kirkwood. He's been industrious, a lot of unrewarded work today. Both against the Stags and the Old Golds. As we see North Otago trying to get themselves back to level pegging. As we count down to the last 7 minutes of this one. A nice wee run there. Just not quite throwing the ball to the man, but got a penalty advantage and they'll play on. And they go down the right side. It's their power winger and he throws a lovely ball on the inside. And it's going to be a try. And really out of nothing, penalty advantage, and probably Southland Development boys guilty of just standing and watching a wee bit. As we look on the replay, just a nice wee goosey. Oh, he's cut it fine with the touchline there, but he's thrown a lovely ball on the inside. And we're 19-17 kick to come.
Yeah, that's a great try there from North Otago, and like you say there, Goni, the development side were probably a little bit guilty of just letting the ball, watching the ball a wee bit there. They all stood back and watched, and they thought that there was a bit of a knock on. So that'll you know, they'll learn from that. And so yeah, kick to come.
A big kick it is. See, we've said a few times, pre-season game, but I'm sure both teams all want bragging rights. Chalk up that W. Wouldn't it be great, mate, to see we have a draw, but like last night the Warriors, we go to Golden Point. That'd be a great way to finish. We'll have to
bring that back into pre-season footy, you reckon?
Well, we'll have to get the comms out there to Josh Hamill and see if he's willing to go Golden Point. That'd be a good wee finish for our viewers as we see the kick. And it's off the post and over. Wow, that was almost off the top of the post and dropped in. It all counts, and that's 19 apiece. Well, he's had a look at the replay. He's had a good look at it. It's Corey Mackay gets us back underway. Goes short this time, hangs it up. North Otago spill it, but Southland Development, they spill it back. And referee Hamill says just the one knock on though. And we'll go North Otago feed. If you look at that replay, look at that. Look at the view in the background, mate. Off the top of the post and in. Can you believe it?
That's picturesque, isn't it, mate? Look at the lake in the background. If you haven't been to Te Anau, you get down here and it's a beautiful part of the country.
Yeah. They're giving you a bit of commission to say that, mate.
Yeah, a couple of spates at the Moose, mate.
Yeah. I see. Yeah, we see the Moose, Mike McKee's favourite establishment in the town. So the Stags were just down the road at Borland Lodge for their camp last week, mate. It would have been a good wee spot around the campfire.
Yeah, Borland Lodge is a great spot, mate. I'm sure you would have spent a bit of time out there yourself. But
you have actually. One former great Stag, Phil Holder, actually his wedding there a couple of years ago. Good wee spot.
Yeah, it's a great spot, mate. A lot of school camps and that go out there as well. So it was a great spot for all the boys, obviously, to get together and get to know the feel of the new boys.
Yeah, as we see a nice long kick down the middle. This young lad, Josefa Bulataki Barito, and he looks dangerous. Played just the one game for Woodlands earlier this club season, but looks pretty lively as a fullback. He sounds like he's here to stay for the next couple of years, set up shop in Southland. Great to have guys come down and add to the club competition. As we see Kiefer Walker, lovely offload, but just went backwards. Angus Simmers does well though. The Barbarian centre. Got real Conrad Smith vibes about him, Angus Simmers, Kingsley. We'll get your thoughts on that, mate.
Maybe his nickname can be the Snake.
Yeah. We see he's getting a bit loose, trying to play here, Southland Development. They scramble and go backwards and lose the ball. And North Otago are going to get opportunity here. And they go left, they go down the flank. Looking to hit the front with 3.5 to go, North Otago. They play off 10. They played off 10 out the back quite a lot, and they go for the cross kick. They go for the jugular. Nick Henderson's out there. He's a bit isolated, but he does well, the captain. Fights his way infield. Goes down the sideline to boot. Nick Henderson. Former Tyrrell these days. Good star, man. We see Woody Kirkwood. Uncompromising, tough lock. He's played well today. They go to Mackay, and he says we'll send it downtown. North Otago going to bring the ball back as we wind down to the last 3 minutes of the day. Looking to play for the win here. We suggested in the commentary box we might need golden point. We might not need it if North Otago can find the match winner here. They go through the middle again, been an effective tactic. They play out the back, trying to move the ball to the edge, and they go through. Good run back on the inside. Southland development, defensive line holding firm though. Still maintaining position, North Otago looking very lively. Good rush on the outside. Good scramble D from the development side. Maintaining their feet nicely there, and they might have walked straight over the top of this, and they have. Kaisei Tamura finds Michael Sleeman. Eastern Northern Barbarians, Southland Development going to get one last opportunity. Push for a win here, and they go to Burrito Balika. There goes Angus Simmers. Simmers down the sideline. Simmers, what's he going to do? Beat his man on the outside, feeds it on the inside. Nick Henderson, 10 metres out. Southland Development, numbers to the left. They must score. Howden. Oh no, the ball's just beaten the man. But they'll get the penalty. And Kingsley, what do we do here, mate?
Hit the line, hit the corner, mate.
Hit the corner. Back the forwards.
Oh, they're going for a scrum.
Oh no, they're going to go.
That as well, mate.
Props
Forwards.
Props want it, mate. Props want it. As we have a look on the replay, Angus Simmers, we talked about star performance today, and he's been one of them, and it almost looked like a second he was going to back himself on the outside, but found support in Henderson. He did well to maintain, and they're just North Otago not getting onside. Just couldn't quite finish on that occasion, but they're going to get one last shot here. Southland Development, 19 all. Been a great way to finish the day here in Te Anau.
It has, mate. We talked about a tight game, and you can't get much tighter than this, so we're in for a hell of a finish here, mate.
Well, we predicted a tight contest. We've got one. They can't be separated as of yet. 39 minutes gone. Good scrum from North Otago, though. But Howden does well. Finds Tamura. Finds Joseph Amata, the Barbarians' second 5'8" on the field. And he does well. It was a call of a maul there, but they do well to recycle, and they go to Howden. It's been really good today. Brenton Howden, experienced campaigner. Tamura goes himself. Kaisei Tamura, just short of the line. Development looking to ice this game, and they do. And they score. And just trying to see who that is. And it is the man himself, Brenton Howden. And that might just do it, Kingsley, for the development side.
I think so, mate. And who better to get over the line than Brenton Howden? He's like you say, mate, he's played bloody well all day. Doesn't shy away from any of the hard work, and he deserves a try, mate. And it's good to see he's got over there for the match winner.
Ian, some great way to finish there. Another one who's probably played really well. Southland Development, his 40 minutes be Kaisei Tamura, halfback. And a Pirates old boy snappy service. Looked like he'd almost gone over himself there, the wee halfback. But he maintained his composure, and Howden did the rest. That's a great performance from Southland Development, and they'll take a lot out of that as they kick off their campaign with a 40-minute loss to the Stags and a 40-minute win. Hamill says we've still got time, so they're going to have to close this one out, Southland Development.
Yeah, I think, like you say, mate, the development can take a lot of confidence going out of these two games that they've played. I think that first sort of 20 minutes they played against the Stags, they looked really dangerous, and we talked about it before, mate. Their ruck intensity was awesome, so they can take a lot of confidence out of these two games, and obviously probably going to get the win here to go away with it. So
yeah, all right. Speak too soon, mate. Those who watched the Warriors last night, up by 10 with 2 minutes to go, and we get into golden points, so we'll see what happens. But that kick's not going to help the North Otago cause. And we're going to have a scrum. Yes, we do have time for the scrum, so it definitely doesn't help their cause, mate. 2 minutes to go. 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 2 minutes as we wind down to the last moments of this game. See, first SPS Bank Southland Stags game, Sunday the 6th of August, up against the Mulu men. Exciting challenge, Kingsley, for the boys.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, mate. We played a good game against them last year, so awesome to come up against the Waikato at the first game, and home crowd as well. It's awesome to get the roaring stands going. So
yep, and obviously
get out there.
Join the Stampede. Join the Stampede.
Yeah, we're the Stampede this year, mate.
That's the week, right?
Yeah, so
that's a great scrum, and that man held and finds Tamura. Mine's Josepha Mata. Holds it up on the inside. Just got to be careful. Don't play too loose here. Southland Development still want to keep playing, but I'm sure they finish on top, and they're going to finish with a penalty. And forwards are pointing straight to the corner. Looks like these guys are playing extra time, mate. Guess we got our clock slightly wrong, but they're going to keep playing. And Corey Mackay, he looks to bang that one deep into the 22, and he's done well. He's been a tidy performer today, the first five. First look at him in the Southland jumper.
Looks really nice out there, mate. Like you say, he's down from Nelson, did you say? Stoke Rugby Club representative. So it's awesome to see him have a shot, and yeah, he's been very impressive today.
Young first five. As we see Southland Development looking to finish with a flurry, but they can't quite get the line out right, and North Otago kick it downtown, and they got a good chase coming here. Southland Development going to have to get back quickly, and they do. They're going to be careful there. But no, it's all over, and that's the game. Southland Development take the victory, 26 points to 19 over North Otago. Pretty enterprising half of footy, and that'll do us from Te Anau. 3 great halves of rugby. SPS Bank, Southland Stags, 2 good in the first 2 halves, 31-7, 38-7, and it's Southland Development who come out with the win, 26 points to 19 over North Otago. Great day for footy. Kingsley in Te Anau.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's been a great afternoon. I hope everyone at home enjoyed the live stream. I've definitely enjoyed myself being in here with you, mate. You've got a future in commentary, I think. I think I might stick to the footy field for a few more years yet. But
I think you've got a career, mate, post footy. We'll give Joe Wheeler a call, mate. He could be the next Joe Wheeler.
I'll stick to footy. Just
been a pleasure, mate. But all the best for the Stags season. We're sure that Stags faithful will look forward to round 1, Sunday, August 6th against Waikato. Look forward to that one at Rugby Park. But from us here in commentary, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.